Hi, everybody. I'm back. Thanks for waiting. I know I was a little bit late. I was on a call and, I was going to take a little nap before I came live, but I didn't. And I ended up doing a little bit of brainstorming with a friend. And, okay, so I found something again that was sent to me by Whistledown. I was on a whole nother track. Like I was going through, actually, I got a lot done today, believe it or not. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get to what I started working on tonight. But like I said, we're going to be here for probably a couple days to a week. Who knows, maybe even longer. I have no idea, however long it takes. But I did get a lot done today, and I think this is going to be probably helpful. If anything, it'll be helpful. But I want to pull something up that I actually didn't even plan on pulling up. So my mind is kind of blown again because I'm listening back to these things that were done 10 months ago, a year ago. I will ask you guys a favor because I know how many of Chasing Truth's panels I have where she's talked about this guy who allegedly chased them and then they turned around and hunted him and all. If you find, I want a favor from all of you, if it's not too much to ask, and you don't have to go looking for anything, but if you happen to have, because I don't know if I have them all. I have no idea how many times Chasing has gone on live streams and talked about this. So far, I have seven times that she's spoken about this. It could be more than that. It could be 27. If you happen to come across any content of her speaking about this particular incident, please send them to me in my email. I don't mind if I get duplicates. Like if people send me the same ones, I'm going to obviously know if I've seen it already. But if you just happen to come across in your travels, I'm going to match every single one up next to one another because I have yet to hear a single one that matches the others. None of them are the same. And you all know the truth never changes, right? I guess that's why Chasing Truth took the name Truth off of her, screen name. doesn't belong there. And she knows it. So I'm glad that she's been honest with herself in that regard. Hey, Luda, you're awake still. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Okay, sorry I'm so late. I'm apologizing to Luda because yesterday it wasn't on her time. And then today I went live like an hour late. So, hey, Sunshine Girl, Little Deb, Cheesecake, Rachel C. Am I Italian? Yes, I'm Sicilian and Calabrese, but I'm also Irish. So I'm half Italian, half Irish. My family from Ireland is from Roscommon. So I'm Black Irish. We come from the southern part of Ireland. Day Tripper, KCK, Beach Lady, Nika Crafts. Thank you guys for being here. The Real Brenda, good to see you. CP, Northern Light, Yanni, T-Bori. Let's see who else. Just Samantha, Tanya B, Luminous, Minky. I think I said Lil Dev, right? I think so. Mimi Jean, did you miss anything? No, I just started. Trish, hey. Cheesecake Mafia, Linda Luhu. Thank you guys. Roro. Okay. Hi, Crime Sleuthin. How are you? Polka Dot Suzanne, good to see you. I love seeing you in here. Okay, just gonna get right into it. I'm not gonna talk too much for the beginning. We did all of that yesterday. I spent like an hour saying hi to everyone because I missed everybody so freaking much. Valamy, how are you? Hey, Joyce. You too? You're Sicilian and Irish? You talk like I do. LOL. We speak our minds. Aw, yeah, that's right. Irish Italian people are kind of fierce, I would say. Deb Mundorf, hey, how are you? Just Samantha says, chasing a Sandra Bullock from that movie with the birds, blindfolded, only it's dogs. She seems to miss everything. Birdcage, you mean? Oh, geez, that was a pretty bad movie, wasn't it? Didn't one of the kids die? I feel like, I don't know. Oh my God. Let's hope she can keep the kids alive, for fuck's sakes. All right. BGPO, Tiger Mama 77. All right. I'm going to pull this up. So this is actually another one from Queen Bees. This was 10 months ago, though. So everybody remembers where we were at yesterday, right? Luda, thank you so much, member for 34 months. You're up there with Cheesecake, Trish. There were like a couple people yesterday that I saw had 34 months. I think that's how long. Has it been that long or longer? I think there might be, I don't even know. Thank you, Luda. We keep dancing. She says, I see you. And I see you is a really special, well, it's taken on a special meaning since the other day, especially. Luda wrote me one of the most beautiful posts ever in Discord for my birthday. Like, I literally had tears pouring out of my face. She really touched my whole soul. It was seriously like so meaningful. And I see you too, girl. I see you. KCK member for 12 months. Thank you. Okay, so let me pull this up here. I'm going to say right here, right now, she's exhausting. And you know what? She makes me miserable. Chasing truth actually makes the bitch come out of me pretty easily. I'm like irritable as fuck listening to her for the second day in a row. So by the time this is over in a week or so, it should be interesting. Okay. And I'm not happy. I think that's why I get so irritated. This makes me really upset listening to this crap. Thank you, Rachel C. I appreciate that. Yanni, thank you for being a member for 7 months. What'd you say? Been here longer, changed levels a few times. Well, thank you so much. If I've missed anything, you saying hello, I'm sorry. I can't remember who I've tagged and not tagged. Hello to everyone, Shirley says. Okay, so this here, I think it's going to be easy for you to remember what you heard yesterday and then what you hear right now, today, but this was done 10 months ago, okay? I will say props to Queen Bee's chat, because this chat was holding chasing accountable at like I had never seen before, ever. Now, there's certain people that literally have no backbone whatsoever that kiss Chasing's ass nonstop and just eat up everything she says. It's like, oh, it's all like Bible, right? This chat was not having it. I was watching the chat thinking, good on you, Ninny C, wherever you are. You killed it in there. And Cappy, there were multiple people. Who else? Pecan Pie. There was a bunch of people in there questioning this shit, like really holding her feet to the fire. She didn't like it very much, but it was just good to see people actually putting, Summer first instead of kissing the ass of a regular everyday YouTube creator. So you have to have thick skin these days. Oh, for sure. For sure. I haven't seen anyone for so long, so I'm a bit soft at the moment. I'll snap out of it as soon as I hear weak ass pussy bitch Chasing speak. Oh, Luda, hold on. Let me get right to it then. Because, listen, you're going to snap right out of it. I promise. Here, I think it starts right about here.
Yeah, what am I missing?
What?
I missed. I need to go up because I'm obviously missing a whole ass conversation.
Yeah, that's what I was doing too. Reading.
Are you referring to the gentleman that you that was like?
We're all aware of Summer here.
Are you referring to the gentleman that followed you guys and then you looked him up?
Hold on.
What's up, Chasing? What's going? What's going on down there?
I had to make sure I had the right mic on. Okay. I don't know who that person was, but they said you're not an investigator. You had no right to track the person down. What?
Oh.
Let me be really clear. So we were down there. We were leaving the Wells driveway. We were standing on the road. We weren't leaving yet. I was showing them something, the other people that were with me. A man starts coming down a different road. He slows down to stare at us. Stares me in the
I'm gonna play this back. Listen again. So you guys in the chat, put in here already what you notice. It doesn't need to come from me first. I will literally wait for you guys to catch on. When was that live? This was 10 months ago. B switched. So this was 10 months ago, January 2024, the very beginning of the year. So about 2 years after they went on this trip. Let me play this part back. You guys pick out what you already have a problem with here opposed to yesterday. What I played for you yesterday and what she said the other day that I played yesterday.
We were standing on the road. What?
Oh.
Let me be really clear. So we were down there. We were leaving the Wells driveway. We were standing on the road. We weren't leaving yet. I was showing.
We were leaving the Wells driveway. We were standing on the road. We weren't leaving yet. What do you mean? We were leaving the Wells driveway, but we weren't leaving yet. What?
Them something, the other people that were with me.
She was showing the other people that were with her something. What was she showing them in the dark? Chasing, I know you're listening. I know the friends you were with are listening. What exactly were you showing the people you were with at the bottom of the Wells driveway in the dark? How did you show it to them? Did you point your headlights at what you were showing them? Did you have flashlights with you? This is going to start to probably make a little bit more sense, I guess, because now we know, she was in the dark. This guy drives by, stares her down. How do you really see a person driving by you in the dark? How do you know they're staring at you in particular? Because she says he was staring at me. How do you know he was staring at you when you're standing there with other people and you're in the dark and he's driving by? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Because this is all lies. When I say she's a liar, it's not because I have a hard on for her, like some might say. It's actually because she's a liar. Like, it's actually because she's lying to everybody.
A man starts coming down a different road.
A man starts coming down a different road. What different road? If you're standing at the bottom of the Wells driveway, someone let me know. Listen, I've never been to Ben Hill Road. Unlike chasing, I haven't gone poking and prodding around in neighborhoods that aren't mine. Okay. What road can you see somebody else driving? I'm really serious. Is she talking about Simpson Lane? If it's Simpson Lane, okay, but which road is she talking about? Why does she say another road? Why is she not specific? Why can't she even name a road? Let me look at my chat real quick because I really need to know what she's actually talking about. There is one road. Tennessee Twister, good to see you. It's been a long time. I saw you in here last night. I hope you're well. Ben Hill? No, they were on Ben Hill, Mimi Jean, because she was standing at the end of the Wells driveway. She said this man came down a different road. So they're on Ben Hill Road, right? So put this in perspective. What road was he coming off of? He was coming off a completely different road. Deliberately vague, distancing herself all the time, Crime Sleuthin, all the time, no matter what. She could be live for hours talking about 10 different people and she'll never say who she's talking about. Her chat will be assuming left and right? They think she's talking about me when she's not. When she is, they think she's talking about someone else. She'll never say who she's talking about. She's notorious for this. And it causes so much confusion and so much chaos. And we wonder why no one can get anything right? Remain calm. Thank you. Justice for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Thank you for writing that. Remain calm, because she has become so lost. This is the Chasing Truth show, the Gavel Geeks show, and the Crama Mama show. They have made this about themselves for years. Summer is completely lost in this whole entire situation. She is lost in her own story. She is lost in her own disappearance. These people only care about them. Rachel C., I thought maybe it had to be Simpson Road, but can you see that from the Wells driveway, at the bottom of the Wells driveway? I'm not so sure. Can you? Can the people that have been there tell me? This was also in November, so maybe the visual was a little better. I don't know. Let me see. It can only be one road. Chasing said this guy lives in... No, she said he's not from the area, Shirley. She says he's not from the area at all. Now, I don't know if the area means he's not from Ben Hill, or he's not from Beach Creek, or he's not from Hawkins County. She says he's not from the area at all. So I'm correcting that because I want to make sure. Now, who knows what she said in other panels or on her channel, because she never tells the same story twice. But I have not heard her say that he's from there at all. She acts like this guy lives in freaking West Virginia. Okay. Like this guy doesn't even belong in Tennessee. If you're to ask her, he doesn't belong there at all. It's wild stuff. Kate for Big Little Voices, good to see you. A drive road path, one that leads to a property on Ben Hill, question mark. It's so dark at night there. So how do they know what his eyes were looking at? Valamy, she knows he was staring her down in the dark. Crazy, right? Good catch, Crime Sleuthin. What did Crime Sleuthin say? Let me see. Let me check it out. Crimology. Hey, were they chased by the same guy who chased Scott Skulls? I don't know. I mean, she says that this person has a very distinct vehicle. I remember that video, by the way, that truck that was chasing him. Let's see. A man, not two. Thank you, Whistle Down. So I just talked to someone about this on the phone a few minutes ago. And while we were discussing this, they brought up a really good point. And we could be fair here. I'm going to critique this bitch like you never seen before because I am so sick and tired of her lies. Okay, so it's probably an understatement when I say I'm going to critique her. It's probably going to be a lot worse than that because now it's really annoying. This is not a year ago. This is not 2 years ago. It's actually far more infuriating now, even than it was before. So they had said to me, and they brought up a good point. As she's telling the story, well, 2 good points. As she's telling the story, they don't know that there's a second person in the car yet with this guy. Or they didn't know there were 2 men until they caught up to them whenever it was later on. And maybe the second person wasn't with them that night while they were being chased. Now, I don't know either way, but it is a good point. So as you're telling a story, see, I'm the type of person that would have been like, right off the rip, I would have been like, I thought there was 1 person, but when we finally caught up to him, there were 2. So while I'm telling the story, everyone's going to know that there were 2 people, not just 1. That's not what she does here, though. She talks about 1 person. The other day when she was on panel with me, it turned into 2 people. So it's very confusing. This should not even be happening. This should not even be a factor, especially coming from Chasing Truth, right? I mean, she's the highest of all. She's the almighty, right? Around here. And this is what we're left to deal with. It's like going out into the yard and looking for someone else's dog shit. Like you have no clue where that dog shit, but you know he shit somewhere 25 times. And you need to find all 25 lumps of crap in your yard. That's what chasing leaves us with. We have to sort through it all. I expect so much more from you, Chasing. I always have. But you always disappoint. Go figure.
He slows down to stare at us, stares me in the face, like
he stares her in the face in the dark. So let's ask a question to Chasing. She went to the Wells house, right? They invited her there for dinner. Now, she's leaving, but they didn't leave yet. They're not leaving yet, whatever the hell that means. And this guy rolls by, slows down, stares her directly in the face while she's pointing something out to the people she's with. Shakes her up, right? And she doesn't go back up to the Wells house like, hey, we're going to come back inside. Is that okay? Because something weird's going on down at the end of the driveway and Someone's out there. I guarantee you Don Wells would have been out there checking it out. Like, well, let me see what's going on here. I'll take care of it. I'll walk you out, make sure you get out of here safe. Right? I'm sure Candace probably would have as well. They were the ones that invited you. You're their guest, I'm sure. As you're leaving their house after dinner that night, they would have liked to know what was going on down there at the bottom of their driveway, right? You're being stared down by some strange man and chased and blocked in and all this crazy shit's happening. Never once do they turn around and go back up to the Wells house where they're safe. No. Instead, they get on the road and they get involved in a high-speed chase and put themselves, that person, and other people on the road in danger. That's great decision making, don't you say? Why? I personally would not ever put myself in a position to be stuck out there being chased by anybody. I would have gone back up to where I just came from and said, can I hang out here for a couple minutes? Or, can you walk me down to where our car is? Or you mind coming with us or following us to where we're going just to make sure we get there safe? Whatever. There's a bunch of things you can do. Call the police. Rachel C says, there's no way. Hey, Doxy, good to see you. So good to see you. Ziggy says, they were doing all these events for some stupid low-class TV drama documentary. How much you want to bet? Ziggy, I listened to you say that. I think it was yesterday. And I said to someone else, I said, what would you do if we end up seeing this shit in this documentary, right? Because it is really so dramatic. The way she explains this is like a drama series. I'll come unglued. I swear I will. What time of year was this? This was November 2022. Kate says, were they not just riding around because the Wells hadn't lived at home for over a year then? Not sure, but how I picture it. November 2022, I believe. Were the Wells still living there? Hold on a minute. November 2022. I think they were still at the house in November 2022. I could be wrong, but if my memory serves me correctly, I believe they were. I'm not sure. That's a good point. I don't want to misspeak on it because, well, Candace was there by herself. And then she was gone. She didn't want to be there by herself, which is understandable. Don was in jail for a while, but I don't believe they were gone from the property at that point. Every time she tells this story, it's completely different from the story she previously told. Why, if it really happened, can't it just be the same story every time? Strange chasing truth. Yeah, Amanda Grace. The reason it's not the same every time is because she's lying. Now, I personally am of the belief that this didn't even happen. If this story is even true or parts of it are true, I'm not sure. I'm going to go with this never happened. Because there's no way that there's already 7 variations of this story. And it changes every time. There's stuff added, stuff taken out, things change. And with the truth, that does not happen. So Amanda Grace, you're absolutely right. Rachel C says they were strangers there, so of course you'll be stared at. You don't belong there. Rachel C, exactly. So this is what I think. You're standing at the bottom of the driveway of a child named Summer Wells that just went missing, right? And maybe the person driving by was being a good neighbor or friend of their neighbor. It could have been, if they weren't living inside Ben Hill, maybe they were visiting someone, maybe their family member lived inside there, maybe they're very familiar with that area. If they're driving through there at night, I'm pretty sure they've been there before. It's not like there's a convenience store at the end of the holler, right? So it's not like there's through traffic. It's not like there's, places to go shop at and some rando is just going to be popping through. So, it's like, wow, they're just supposed to keep driving and ignore the weirdos on the side of the road who are staring at something out in the grass or in the trees or whatever at the bottom of the Wells driveway. You expect not to be stared at. Because if you're not standing there with the owners of the house, particularly Don and Candace, you're probably going to get side-eyed by somebody driving through. How dare they look out? A little girl just went missing and they're not supposed to pay attention. If only that person had been driving through while Summer was being abducted. Should be thankful for neighbors that look out for one another and actually pay attention to people that don't belong somewhere. Because around here where I live, my whole entire life, neighbors look out for one another. This is not normal behavior. And I don't care if this man is a felon. You know who else is a felon chasing? Jenny, Adrian, Andy Bernard. But you have no problem with him. So what makes this guy so dangerous? You ride around with Andy Bernard. That's your people. So you don't feel the same way about him. But they know this guy is a felon, right? So that's why this is all wrong. They were in the right. This guy was in the wrong. They were where they were supposed to be, and he wasn't. It's amazing. Can you imagine people that don't even live in your county or your town or on your road are going to say who belongs on your road?
He's really mad.
It stares you down, like looking at you like,
Stared me
"Bitch,
down.
what's up?"
I wish Queen Bee would have noticed and caught on that this happened at night. I don't even think she noticed that Chasing said this was like in the cloak of darkness. Chasing has literally lied to so many people. And you know what? I would say she's so good at it, people don't notice, but she's not good at it. I've been noticing for so long, and now more and more and more people are starting to notice as well and have been noticing. And this chat here, like I said, props to all these people. They were on her fucking ass. They all told her, this shit is wrong. You didn't belong there. That's not normal. Anybody would stare you down at the bottom of someone else's driveway, especially in that neighborhood. Thank God there was a chat with a brain. It's not very common for people to ask Chasing to be accountable. So this was very nice to see.
Okay.
And I'm like,
Giving
okay.
you that look.
What's wrong? What's wrong with this man? So I'm like, okay. And one of the girls said, after he drove by, they said, if he backs up, run. And I'm like, why would you back up? I don't.
So that's weird to me because she's about to tell you that he backs up. Now, that's not what she said the other day. I never heard her say that this guy backed up. This is the first time I'm hearing her say he backed up in this one right here. I didn't hear that before, but someone there with her predicted they were going to back up. Not that they were going to turn around and come back, but that they were going to back up. That's pretty specific, right? So the person who's with Chasing is telling her and predicting the future. Can you all throw, if you're a member, and you can use the membership emoji. You know which one to use. Throw that crystal ball in the chat. Whoever chasing was with predicted this man was going to back up, and he did. He did. Not that he was going to turn around and come back, but that he was going to back up. Imagine that. She must be psychic.
Don't even make no sense. Did this motherfucker back up? Yes, he did. I'm like, oh shit, run. So we jump in my truck.
And who the hell would tell you in the dark on Ben Hill Road or anywhere else for that matter that somebody driving a car, if they back up, run. Yeah, run straight into the woods so they can follow you in there. Are these people like fucking stupid or what? They have piss for brains, clearly. Yeah, you're out there on your 2 feet, okay? And if the person backs up, run. Run into the darkness, into the holler of Ben Hill Road. You gotta make this shit up, I swear to God.
And he appears to have taken off down the road. So I'm like, okay.
He appears to have taken off down the road. Hold on, I'm gonna back this up, okay?
Thinking that made no sense. They said if he backs up, run. And I'm like, why would you back up? That don't even make no sense. Did this motherfucker back up? Yes, he did. I'm like, oh shit, run. So we jump in my truck and he appears to have taken off down the road.
What did this man do when he backed up? Because we go from backing up to he's taken off down the road, or it appears he took off down the road as if it was a UFO. It just appeared to have gone that way. What do you mean? Did you not see him pull away? So you saw him back up and it appeared he went down the road. She literally makes no sense whatsoever. It is a crystal ball. East Coast Beauty. It's here because I always predict shit that happens, but this was appropriate. Whoever chasing was with knew this guy was going to back up, as if they know his behavior or what he was going to do next. My question is, did that person know this guy? Are you sure they didn't know the guy? If this story is even true, because I don't believe it is. I think this story is completely made up.
So I'm like, okay. Thinking that was so weird. Like, is he like a meth head? What is wrong with that guy? So we turn the corner and
is he a meth head? So because someone was looking out and thought they were shady, he must be a meth head? What about the cokehead you run around with chasing? You must be a cokehead too, right? Because you hang out with one. I think that's fair. It's a fair assessment. He must be on meth because he backed up to check out who the hell you are in the dark on the side of the road. And you probably, I would assume, had flashlights, because how else are you going to see what you're looking at? Because it was dark, right? This guy must be on meth because he cared to check out what the hell you were doing out there.
get to the end of the road where you can go left or right. Then he appears to have taken off down the road. So I'm like, okay. Thinking that was so weird. Like, is he like a meth head? What is wrong with that guy? So we turn the corner and get to the end of the road where you can go left or right to get off of Ben Hill and Beach Creek, like to get out of there. He's got the road blocked.
Okay. Now, someone had said that they want Jason to pull up a map and explain. I would too. I would like her to do the same, because I pulled up Google Earth a little while ago. Okay. And there is, I'm going to be fair. Okay. Here, I'm going to be fair. She specifically states he's blocking off the road where you turn left or right. Well, I moved back about 2,000 feet into, the road where it's really narrow, to be fair, like to put this guy exactly where she says they couldn't get around him. Because if you have a brain, you will know that the very end of Ben Hill Road coming out onto Beach Creek, and I don't know why she doesn't know the name of Beach Creek Road ever, but it's very strange. If you come to the end of that road, you could probably use 3 cars to block it off. It's very, very wide. As it goes down toward Don and Candace, it gets narrower and narrower and narrower. Now, personally, if you've got an SUV like Chasing does, okay, and it's got 4-wheel drive, and it does. I mean, it's a $90,000 vehicle. I'm sure you could probably drive that thing through a lake, okay, and you probably come out the other side. But she's acting like they couldn't get around this guy. So I backed up all the way on Google Earth and I put it as if he was parked sideways, blocking off the road where you actually really can't get by people. And that's me being kind, because that's not where she said that he blocked off the road. She's saying he blocked it off at the very end where it meets Beach Creek Road. Well, that's a problem. So I agree. I would like her to show it on a map as well, where exactly this man was parked sideways, blocking the road so she couldn't get by. I'm telling you right now, even where I was looking, I personally believe I could make it by. Trust and believe I could make it by. No one's blocking me the fuck in. And this is the thing. I'll be fair again. Well, because other people have been there. And I was told also that there's a drop off kind of like, on the side, that it may not be that easy to get by, because it does kind of, slope down where the grass meets the road. Okay, fine. But that's not even where she put this guy blocking them off. Like I said, she put him blocking them off all the way out to Beach Creek Road. But that can't be, because she would have been able to get by. Do you see how exhausting this is? It really is. It really, really is. Let me look at my chat. Hold on. Let me see. Crybella was with them. Skilo and BVK. Yeah. So Annabella. Skilo says she wasn't there. I'm not sold on that. I don't necessarily believe that, actually, especially because of comments that all of them have made, the way that they have spoken to Skilo and included her in experiencing being there. They deny Skilo being there. I wasn't there. I couldn't tell you. But yes, BVK was there as well. Jenny, Gavel Geeks. There were other people there as well. There were other people. So Nana for Life. Nana for Life, you will find Chasing actually puts Nana for Life as the one who set up all of the interviews with the news. And that if Nana for Life says to do something, they just do it. Because Nana for Life wears the pants. We'll get into all that as well later on. Let me keep scrolling up quickly. Sensationalizing, aka liar. It's all very sensationalized, all of it, yes. Look at JP's comment. Hold on one sec. When a creator repeats they don't understand or they're so confused, they're usually lying. I don't know. If I'm confused, I'm going to say I'm confused. It doesn't mean I'm lying, though. Like, I don't know, miss you. But some people will say that to get out of things. I think I know what you mean. JP, there was a half-assed dog handler named BVK with them. I heard there was another Annabella. Yep, Annabella. Good catch, JP. Okay, let me see what she said. Why does she always say the four of us when there was three of them allegedly in the vehicle? Great question, JP. Now, I personally, like I said, I don't believe Skilo wasn't there. I never have. I've always believed she went on that trip. But then again, it could have been Nana for Life. It sounds like they're all attached at the hip. Nana for Life lets them sleep at their house. She does the tour guide shit like Yennefer. There's a whole bunch of people that, you know, it's like a meet and greet type of thing. And there's a whole bunch of them involved. So who knows who else all was in the car, really? And thank you for writing that, because she does. She says the four of us. It could have been Nana for Life. It could have been Skilo. So as far as we all know, we don't know anything other than Chasing, Gavel Geeks, and Crama Mama. The rest is not to be known because, as she says, they will never tell. They will never tell any of us about their search. And this is the thing. It's so fucking manipulative that they act like this was a search for Summer. They ever mention anything about Summer when it comes to that trip? They certainly don't. They care so much about Summer that they thought that they would find evidence on 125 and brought a dog that they know urinates on decomposition. So that's the dog that they brought to the property they thought Summer could be on. And they also left Benny behind, who had the drone. Benny had purchased a drone for this very reason. Okay. He wanted to make sure that he could get in hard to reach places. They didn't want that drone there. Nope. They wanted the dog that urinates on decomp so that it would ruin, God forbid, anything was actually found. It would be completely destroyed. Thank God they're not actual legitimate search team. No one would ever be found. Hey, Curiosity, how are you? Oh, and yeah, thank you. It's not our Nana. Nana 7 is absolutely not Nana for Life. Nana 7 is light years, okay, away from being anything like that woman. And she is not very kind, okay? Nana for Life is so rude. So rude. She's nasty. I have seen her say some of the nastiest things. Our Nana would never talk like that. Never in a million years. I see everything says the new subs won't know she's fibbing. Exactly, they won't. And I really encourage anybody, going under a fake account if you don't feel like doing it under your own name or whatever. But if you see people being led to believe these bullshit lies, make sure you tell them, it's up to you guys in the chats to make people aware of the actual truth, because you're never going to get it from her or from any of them. Curiosity. Hey, TM, glad I caught this live. It's much needed. Oh my God, is it ever? Let's see. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything important. Was that the same trip that Chasing went live on her drive home? She seemed excited about something. No, miss you. That actually, I was watching earlier. I watched 3 lives today. I watched 9 hours worth of live streams today with these assholes. So it's probably why I sound like really irritated. I'm not irritated with any of you. Please know that. It's just like really overload. And I remember why I actually stopped talking about all this, because it actually like makes me itch. I'm not the type of person to get red or blotchy or anything like that. And my chest, like up by my neck, has been itching me for the last 2 hours. Like I'm fucking stressed out listening to this bitch. Okay. Not too good at this. No, they're not. Not at all. Not at all. Can you please say in your opinion? East Coast Beauty, who do you mean? In your opinion. Are you talking to someone in the chat? Maybe someone stating something as a fact. Hey, Heel JW. Peeing on decomp. Is that just a random habit they hoped to use? Kate, I guess it's just something that the dog does, but they were well aware that the dog did that. Hence why Benny wanted to make sure that that was not occurring and taking place. As you know, when I was up on Queen Bees the other day and I brought that up to Chasing, she immediately said, I am not discussing the search with you. Like nobody asked you to, and you're not the TBI, and you didn't find nothing in your search. Chasing. Your search yielded nothing except a fucking cow bone, so shut up. They act like they've got this top secret, knowledge. They're working with police. No, they're not. Don't believe any of that. Do not buy into that garbage. They are liars. They just want to be seen as people that know something you don't. They're so fucking special, and it's disgusting. They didn't find anything, especially nothing that matters to Summer. So cut the fucking shit. That's why these assholes left. Like, oh, Adrian's not online anymore. Yeah, good. She shouldn't be.
Well, like, how the fuck are we going to get around him? Like, we can't get past him to go either way. So I told Adrian, she was driving. I said, back up a little bit. Maybe you can go around him on the right side. When she starts to back up, he jumps out of his car and comes to my car.
Hold on a second. Someone wrote about, they wonder if Candace brought Summer to the doctor. Yes, they did bring Summer to the doctor. We have photos of Summer at the doctor right before she went missing. And we know it's right before she went missing because of her hair. So Summer was at the doctor. She was also at the dentist. There's photos of her at the dentist. There's actually a photo of her in the dentist chair. And there's another photo of her wearing different clothes, carrying out a bag with toothpaste, toothbrush, the little baggie they give the kids to leave with the stickers and all that. Summer did go to the doctor. She was seen by a doctor, just so you know. And I have the photos and I can show them if it's necessary. I don't expect you to take my word for it, but I have them and I could probably find them during this live. I know exactly where they are on my phone. So you let me know. If you don't believe it, I will show that to you. I think it's important that people don't lie about things like that or, and I'm not saying you're lying about it, but there are creators that will say Summer never saw a doctor, Summer never saw a dentist, all these things. We have actual photos of her in the doctor's office, in the dentist's office. So we have people who actually tell their subscribers she's never seen a doctor. So don't want to lie on Summer,
Drivers.
Because then people in the chat will be like, is it true she never saw a doctor? No, not at all.
Side door, like with his arms up, like he's going to do something. I'm like,
This
a
part's
little bit
important.
around him. Like we can't get past him to go either way. So I told Adrian, she was driving. I said, back up a little bit. Maybe you can go around him on the right side. When she starts to back up, he jumps out of his car and comes to my car, my driver's side door.
Okay, so Adrian starts backing up the Beamer, right? The $100,000 Beamer that belongs to Summer Wells. She was paid for by Summer. Imagine. She's backing it up, and this guy gets out of his car and starts approaching Chasing's car door, her driver's side door. But she leaves out of this part is that he starts jiggling the door handle. Remember? He allegedly walked up to the door and was like yanking on the door handle. Not in this story. This version, his hands are up in the air like the cops are telling him to put his hands up. Check it out.
Like with car. I told Adrian, she was driving, I said, back up a little bit. Maybe you can go around him on the right side. When she starts to back up, he jumps out of his car and comes to my car, my driver's side door, like with his arms up, like he's going to do something. I'm like, holy shit. So she guns it and gets around the person. And he chases us down a 2-lane road with no lights at night. And people are like, well, he was sick of tourists. Well,
Y'all hear this shit?
well, it was this. So she guns it and gets around the person.
Oh, I thought you couldn't get by. It was that easy? Imagine that.
And he chases us down a 2-lane road with no lights at night.
So he chases them down a 2-lane road with no lights at night. I would like to know, Chasing, when did you get a picture of his license plate? And when did you jot down his license plate number? I would like to know. Because you weren't in back of him. He was chasing you, right? When did you get to look at his license plate? Because Tennessee doesn't have license plates in the front. How did you locate this man? His license plate, right? That's what you all do. Oh, that's how Fizzle got my VIN for my car. Because the license plates mean everything to these people. That's how they track people down and find them. How did they find out where this guy lived and who he was? He was behind them. Or is he the only one in Tennessee that has a license plate on the front of his vehicle? Let me know. Chasing.
And people are like, well, he was sick of tourists. Well, it was this. Well, it was that. He isn't even from that community. He's not from that area. So,
okay, so here where she says he's not from that community. He's not from that area. Okay, Stardust, it says only for trucks over certain weights and semi-trucks. Hey, Camp, I was just talking about you. You're in this chat asking all the right questions, along with many other people. And I said props to this chat because honestly, I've never seen any chat hold Chasing Truth accountable like you guys did. And thank you for that, because that to me means everything for Summer. I think she said a lady knew of the car. Oh, Kitten Capoodler. That's interesting. I wonder how they got such, all this information. That's what I want to know. So a lady knew of the car. I wonder if it was the same lady that knew that the guy was going to back up. Tennessee does not issue license plates for the front of vehicles. Right. Well, now a lady knew of the car. I thought the guy wasn't from there. He's not from that area, she says. But the lady knew of the car, and they knew right where to find him. Imagine that. But he's not from there. He's not from that area. Huh. Chasing is funny. I went over to her channel today because I know she's going to sit around and act like this isn't going on, like she always does. And she's making candles, and she's putting little Bible verses on the tags. You are the most unholy bitch I fucking know. How dare you, in this case of Summer Wells, do this to her? And you have the nerve to stick the name Isaiah on your candles. You know what, Chasing? You're a fake Christian. That's what you are. Stop using God and hiding behind Bible verses, would you? Beware of all of those people. When they try to shove it down your throat, there's something wrong with most of them. I'm just saying. They don't normally, people that truly live by the word of God, they don't need to behave like buffoons, okay? In the wild. And then to the masses, they pretend like they're churchgoers. Do you know Chasing Truth never showed up to a single prayer stream for Summer in this chat? For 2 years, on the 15th, I did prayer streams for Summer. Never once did she stop in here to even say, prayers up for Summer. We're still here. We love you, Summer. You're such a woman of God, aren't you, Chasing? Who else did prayer streams for Summer on the 15th of the month? No one. But she wants to stick Bible verses on her candle tags. Shove it up your fucking ass, Chasing. No one believes your bullshit.
Okay. So lane road with no lights at night. And people are like, well, he was sick of tourists. Well, it was this. Well, it was that. He isn't even from that community. He's not from that area. So, okay. So we had what we had as far as
Did
a
y'all follow the
description.
law?
But he doesn't own that shit anyway. So why can you? I mean, that has
Regardless. Yeah, but he doesn't live there. He does not live there. And this is how we know. So we didn't know who he was. We talked to the people that we have been talking to there while we were on that trip.
We didn't know who he was. We were talking to the people who we were with. What are you talking about? Okay, so you, Jenny, Adrian, and Skilo, who's the fourth person? We don't know. But then, so you guys didn't know who he was, but the people you met up with, Nana for Life, Yennefer, who else? There's other people. My mind cannot remember all of the weirdos that come out of the woodwork when Chasing lands down in Tennessee every time the same people show up to invite her in and give her dinner and give her a place to stay and all that, right? They knew. But he's not from there. This is how to spot a liar, people. You count all the lies. You don't have enough fingers and you don't have enough toes. And I guarantee you, well, we have 384 people in here. We'll say 385, including me. Chasing Truth has lied so many times. Every single person watching this right now, whether you're in this chat or just listening, your 10 fingers and 10 toes, every single one of you, are not enough to count her lies on. It has been 3 years of these lies. Incessant lies, pathological lies. For no reason. It's not even necessary to lie the way that she lies. She lies in the same sentence. Like, perfect example. We were leaving the Wells driveway, but we weren't leaving yet.
They didn't know who he was. Nobody had heard of him. We're like, what the hell? Like, you've never seen a person driving this kind of car who looks like this? And they're like, no. Okay.
Well, and I don't mean like
And we
sound
weren't filming. They didn't know we were
They
YouTubers.
didn't know they were YouTubers, right?
Who cares if you knew, if they knew you were YouTubers? Who cares? Who cares? You are not the normal people that hang out in that neighborhood. The guy who was driving through there clearly has been there before and knew you were out of place. What is she not getting? And this whole chat, Captain Napton says, I think people were sick of tourists. Ninny says, I don't blame the people for being sick of YouTubers. Jamie Lynn says, you weirdos have no business even being there. Laura Lee says, someone that just uses a tragedy for clicks and views, mimicking other people, not doing homework, not genuine concern, fake, in my opinion. Runs with Scissors says, well, neighbors were pissed off with all the LARPers. Kim Holmes, she's the only one that I see who's for this. Of course, she's such an asshole. She says, so the Wells can't have friends? Kim Holmes, I feel really bad for you because I don't think you have any, and I think that's why you act like you do. Ninny C says, you, ma'am, had no right even being there. Pecan Pie says, likely a local who is sick and fucking tired of entitled YouTubers coming to their town being D-bags. You see, they get it. They get it. This chat gets it. Chasing doesn't, though. Imagine that.
Right?
It was nighttime. We were walking. Yeah. We were in front of.
We were walking. So she stops herself. She stops herself. Notice. So now she was walking. I thought they were standing there pointing something out. She was showing the people she was with something. Now she says, we were walking. We were standing. Which is it?
You never on that trip. They didn't know who he was. Nobody had heard of him. We're like, what the hell? Like, you've never seen a person driving this kind of car who looks like this? And they're like, no. Okay. Well,
and I don't mean like
we weren't filming. They didn't know we were YouTubers.
They didn't know they were YouTubers, right?
It was nighttime. We were walking.
All the more reason for people to be concerned. You want people hanging out at the end of your driveway at night or the end of your neighbor's driveway? If you saw people hanging out at the end of your neighbor's driveway, or let's say you're passing through, you're going to your friend's house and you go to your friend's house all the time. Okay. I go to my friend's house all the time. I go into her neighborhood all the time. I know what's normal. I know what's not, right? So if I saw some weirdos hanging out at the end of her neighbor's driveway, I might be like, hey, who are those people out there? I just seen that, these people looking in the woods or looking in the grass, whatever they were looking at. She was pointing out a spot, she said. Yeah, people notice things like that. They're going to say something. And it was nighttime. It's not like this was in broad daylight where someone's going to be like, oh, they look pretty decent. They can't really see you all that well, right? They can't even get a good look at you and get a feel for what kind of person is that? Are they dressed, in nice clothes? Are they a scumbag? Like, what are they doing? They're in the dark.
Walking. They're like, no. Okay. Well,
and I don't mean like
we weren't filming. They didn't know we were YouTubers.
They didn't know they were YouTubers, right?
It was nighttime. We were walking. Yeah. We were in front of the Wells home.
We were walking. We were in front of the Wells home. So now we understand they were walking. So were they in front of the Wells driveway, really? Were they at the bottom of the Wells driveway? Well, maybe they were in the vicinity, but they were walking around. She just said it out of her own face. She didn't mean to, though. She couldn't even clean it up. See, the truth slips out. It's like a Freudian slip. That's what happens when you talk too much, Chasing. But you've been doing that for so long. That's how we catch all your lies. So now, it makes more sense. They were walking around out there at night. But the guy that noticed is in the wrong, not them. They don't even have an understanding for why someone would think they were shady. They don't even think of Summer. In that moment, They didn't even stop to think and say, well, people are probably extra vigilant right now. Summer did just go missing from here. This is the exact place she lived. You know, maybe that person thought you guys may have been going back to the scene of the crime. Who knows what that man was thinking? We don't know. Just don't know. But chasing didn't stop once to take Summer into account. The fact that she disappeared from that very spot. And maybe that's why people were a little bit more apt to say, oh, something doesn't look right here. Right, chasing, I told you, you never put her first. She doesn't even enter your mind. I'd say she's all the reason in the world for someone to stop and side-eye you and stare you down and back their car up and block you in, probably.
Nope.
I mean, it was okay when they were threatening Benny and I that they were going to cut trees down to block us in. You didn't give a shit then, but you come out with this story crying about it. That's so crazy to me, too. Because suddenly we have this story that they were blocked in. That's what we were threatened with. Just not with a car. We were threatened to have trees cut down on us. Did you just make the story up, like, because you heard that? I don't know. It kind of feels that way. The whole story sounds made up. The more and more you listen to all the variations of it, it sounds made up.
No cameras, no nothing. It was nighttime. So, and he was driving by us and he just started
Hold on a minute. Let me hear that part one more time.
staring.
Well,
Okay.
and I don't mean like
And we
Vinny
weren't
Sass,
filming. They didn't know we were
They
YouTubers.
didn't know they were YouTubers, right? They
It was
didn't-
She says we weren't filming. We weren't filming. What's interesting about the word filming? God, I don't think I've ever even said. That's very, very telling. You guys, help me out in the chat. When you guys are taking a regular video on your day-to-day, whether it's in your kitchen, making a cooking video, or if it's in the yard, I don't know, even taking a video of a bunny in the yard, whatever. Do you call it filming or do you say recording or took a video? She says we weren't filming. Filming is a very precise, particular word to me. We weren't filming. It's on the way. I'm telling you, it's on the way. It's been on the way for a long time.
nighttime. We were walking. We were in front of the Wells home. No cameras, no nothing.
How convenient. They had cameras, body cameras on the whole time, but here and now, this, lunatic chasing them, blocking them in, they have no cameras. I guess they didn't have phones on them. They must have left them in a lockbox in the car. No cameras at this moment in time. Just, all the other times.
It was nighttime. So, and he was driving by us and he just started staring. So I'm like, what the hell?
You can't see that man staring at you through the car in the nighttime. Shut up. Stop your bitching, stop your crying, stop your complaining and your moaning about this guy. Okay, you did not see any man staring you down at night in the darkness of Ben Hill Road. You did not. And you did not see his eyes or where he was looking. You are full of shit and you stink. And you look like you stink. So you probably do.
Hell. Anyway.
So you weren't out there with cams and shit. They wouldn't have known anything. It would have just been like regular people with him driving by. It would have been like regular
People.
Standing out there, just a few girls standing out there talking.
Right, but on the Wells driveway. So
right.
Maybe he assumed like, But either way, you still don't do that. You don't chase people at 60, 70, 80 miles.
It was okay when you did it, though. So chasing is going to tell you, you don't chase people at 60, 70, 80 miles per hour, but we turned around and did it to him when we caught up to him. So you got this guy chasing them, and she's going to tell you don't do that, but we can. And we're carrying machetes, and Nana's packing a gun, she said. Nana for life. I can't even say the word Nana because it's so insulting to our Nana. So Nana for life has a gun on her. She's packing. Don't fuck with her, Chasing says. Chasing has a machete in the car with her because she wants to be like Bullhorn Betty, taking a page out of the Bullhorn's book. And you can't chase people at 70, 80 miles per hour, but they can do it back to him when they find him because they were so scared. They were so terrified of this man that they found him because they hunted him down, and then they turned around and they did exactly what they say you're not supposed to do. I think just the fact alone that you admit that you chased this man, you should be charged, okay, for reckless driving. That's just my opinion. I would never go to someone else's community, let alone I wouldn't even do it in mine. Okay, so I would never go to someone else's community and start chasing people at ridiculous rates of speed and then cry about it online and act like a victim. The fuck? I mean, this shit's crazy. Chasing is such a hypocrite.
Miles an hour on a 2-lane road in the mountain.
In the mountains. And she makes it like they're on the side of a mountain. And, you know, like one of those mountains that goes around and around and around, like spiral up, and it's really steep and there's sides you could fall off of, you know, like in the movies. She acts like they're on the actual side of a mountain. This is like the kicker, right? She paints this picture as if Beach Creek is like the side of a mountain that you could just drop off of and never be seen again. It's so extreme. And the dramatics are on fleek. Yeah, it's like Holly Weird, Luda, right? It does feel like Holly Weird, doesn't it? It is harassment. I agree. I totally agree, Rachel C. But she doesn't see it that way. She's like trying to make excuses for it and everything. Pat D says, I saw Stallone's Playgirl layout from Hefner. The man is very masculine and very, very short in every way, but hey. Crime Sleuth then says, her story sounds like a made-up ghost story around a campfire. All she's missing is a flashlight held at her chin, TM. Listen, I do believe they had flashlights. I think they had flashlights, and I think that's why the guy probably stopped. Like, what the fuck is going on here? And it does sound made up. I think she did make it up, and I think they made this story up, and I said this last night, because they didn't want Benny to be mad. Benny wasn't even mad. He was actually super insulted, and it truly hurt his feelings because he was looking out for them constantly, helping them constantly. He sent freaking computers to these people, money, paid for freaking people's dinner for like a whole entire week. Shit, it would be the amount of money he would give to someone would be like groceries for 2 weeks. Okay? Jenny, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you had the nerve. I think this story was made up so that he would be like, damn, they ran into trouble out there and I'm really worried about them. That's what I think this story was made up for, because they were that worried. I think they were worried that he was going to come unglued and drag them for filth on the internet. Wah, wah, wah. So they came up with this stupid, elaborate story about some crazed lunatic. That's why they have no picture, no video. It's all bullshit. That's why they have nothing to show for it, because it never happened. That's why the story is never the same. That's why all of these weird-ass details keep getting added and taken away, things left out. I personally, that's just my opinion. I think that was their reason for making up this story, because they wanted to be free of the fact that they fucked over the person that actually paid for them to get on that property. They went on to 125 on Benny's dime. Because these are the type of people that want a free ride, like Summer Wells making all of the brand new BMW money. It's a free ride, literally, quite literally. No different. It's a free ride onto that property too. So they made up this story because they know that he had a heart for them and that he would be more worried about them, and he put his issues aside, right? That's what I think, personally. Could I be wrong? Yes, probably could be. But I don't think so. Who knows, though? I don't believe them either way.
Like, all right, this dude.
Yeah, that's a little fucking sketch.
It was
That tells me that that's a local person. If he
Listen, Mimi, you don't have to care for Benny or like him, but the facts are the facts. They used his money to go search on that property. They wouldn't have gotten on there without paying. He paid for that. So care for Benny or not, many of us here do. You don't have to, but the facts of the matter are they used him for his money so that they could do all this weird shit. That's terrible.
he turned his head like
they're users. These people are users. That's the point.
he knew that.
I did belong there, Nini. I did belong there. I was invited there by the Wells.
Listen how proud she is. I was invited there by the Wells. She's like, I was invited there by the Wells. Okay, but people are still going to look at you sideways when you're outside running around with flashlights, bitch. What don't you get? Okay, there's not a sign outside that says we have company tonight, and they're going to be running around in the darkness out here in the holler. So beware. Oh, and one has a machete. Where was the machete chasing? Was that in your hand? Because I feel like you're leaving something out. Something's being left out here. This guy, if this happened, he didn't just start following you for no reason. Okay? Something happened. People don't just start chasing people for no reason. Either he was provoked or saw something he was not okay with. It's the same as being on the road, okay? It's the same as being on the road. People don't act crazy unless you cut them off or you almost hit their car or, for the most part. Yeah, you have your weirdos that out of nowhere will ride your ass or whatever, but that's not the same. No one's going to come chasing you down if you didn't do anything to them. So I want to know what these people did to this man.
It was 100%. We had just finished dinner with them. So I did belong there. On their
Mimi, you're timed out. Okay? I like, if you didn't get what I said to you the first time, you probably won't get it. Okay? And I don't appreciate that. Just please be respectful. And you're not going to be able to type for a while now. Not sure how long.
Their property where I was. Period. Anyway, we described them. Other people.
So Captain Napton says here in this chat, how do you know what he knew about you? LOL. You were in front of the Wells house, so it was probably a good guess. I'm not saying it's okay that he chased you, by the way. She won't answer that, though.
It took a while before, but his car was very, very unique. So we were.
And actually,
why do we get a pass? Hold on. Why do I get a pass for what? Why do I get a pass for what? A pass for what? Have you seen me do anything outrageous as far as the wells go? No.
You are outrageous. We don't need to see you act outrageous. This is outrageous. Just because you don't show what you do online doesn't mean that your behavior is not outrageous, Chasing. You think because you don't have a camera out all the time and you don't show what you do that it's not outrageous. But you couldn't be farther from the truth. Ziggy asked a good question here. Where is it? Was the dinner filmed for the documentary? Who knows what they did, Ziggy? Probably. I would imagine they've done a lot of things we would not be okay with. Oh, yeah. And Rowena says something about the cleaning supplies. So she brings up the cleaning supplies in this. She did not buy the cleaning supplies in November of 2022. She bought those cleaning supplies way back in the beginning. When Cam and Allie were helping with like the renovations that you remember. This was a very long time ago. Unless she did it multiple times, I'm not aware of that. But she incorporates the cleaning supplies into this trip, which I find interesting. Curiosity says, if it is true, he was maybe called to come check it out. Someone on Ben Hill scared, probably called their uncle or something. That's a great point. You know, I was thinking like it could be a family member that was visiting or a friend that was visiting who saw someone out of place. But curiosity, we don't know. You're right. Could be someone that maybe a teenager or a college age student that was home alone. Their parents might not have been home and they called their uncle, or it could be anything like that. That's like a great example to use, truly. People do get scared in situations. They will call someone and be like, someone's outside. Can you come over real quick? Things like that happen. Women who live alone might call someone they work with or someone they know from high school or whatever. It could be anybody that was stopping by to help out. Totally. That's a great point. Yeah, Mimi needs a break. I couldn't agree more. Mimi, when you come back, if you say another snide remark about Benny, you're going to be blocked. Okay? We don't do that here in this chat. We just don't. It's not acceptable. Okay? I let you go with your opinion. You have a right to your opinion, but you don't need to keep going. So I'm going to ask that if you do it again, that you just be blocked. Most of us here have a lot of love for Benny. Thanks. We know who, when, and how, Whistledown says. JP says, was it hunting season? Could have been a hunter. I believe it was hunting season, JP. It especially was hunting season for Chasing Truth and crew. I mean, after all, they were hunting people in Beach Creek. Wait till I play her response to me calling that out. It has nothing to do with anything she says here. It's actually really interesting. And it sucks that I'm going to have to take probably several weeks to go through all of this, but I'm doing it all over again because Chasing sat up there the other day and said, put all the lives back up. Oh, they're going back up. They're going back up, and I'm going to go through every single one of them and all of the things that I feel are important. I'm back on all your asses. And I actually didn't think I'd have to revisit this again, but I am.
Go cry? Who the fuck?
Ninny told her to go cry. Ninny C cracking me up in this chat here, in this chat replay. She's so funny. Yeah, because Chasing cries like a little bitch all the time. She has no control over herself. Someone, you can't say her name. She cannot handle being talked about. That's why she jumps up on the panel. She starts explaining things away, excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse, because she cannot handle any type of criticism, even if it's constructive. And I will say I go pretty easy on her. I'm not even really that hard on her because I know she really can't handle it. Okay. She does not handle it well at all. She's a very weak individual.
Chuck's gonna go cry. Definitely not me. Definitely not me.
I was gonna say, I don't know what who are you
Let me
talking to?
ignore her ass.
I was gonna say because I was gonna say
She's
Nitty,
always got something slick to say.
this is I know the day you guys went up there when you guys went to dinner. I talked to Grandma Kennedy and she said, yeah, you guys did go to dinner and then you guys went to the grocery store.
Listen, what are you talking about? Timed Out says, oh my God, Tiffany, it's time to, oh my God, get the important thoughts in. Oh my God, again, she is a bitch. What? I don't know what you mean. I really don't know what you mean. JP says, when you said she comes in with her mop and bucket, I about fell out. It's true. Clean up aisle 4. Clean up on all the aisles, JP. She's been doing this for a long time. And maybe she was buying all those cleaning products for herself because I've never seen a cleanup crew quite like this one. It's bad. I've been calling them the cleanup crew for a long time. Rowena says, this must be the live. I hopped up on panel and the dachshund inserted herself and drugged me for 40 minutes because I gave Chasing an example while Chasing was in chat and lied the other day about it. Really? I don't know about that, Rowena. You'll have to fill me in about this. She is an expert manipulator. That's why I'm here. So she can't manipulate nobody. Sage Sue says, I can't wait for Benny to come back and I hope it's soon. Just keep thinking positive, Sage. And people always want to throw TM's name around. Well, at least TM didn't show up there. You know, even if I had, I would have never done what these people did. I actually had things that I wanted to do that didn't involve, like, you know, knocking on people's door, running through bushes and getting binoculars out and stalking people, chasing people. That's not at all what I intended to do. I was trying to actually get things done. And I don't get that. Jason completely lacks the power of ignoring anything. Skin thinner than 100-year-old woman. Thank you for reading that. Tea was so fitting. You're welcome. Okay. I still don't know what it meant, though. JSB said he would buy cigarettes for girls. Oh, that's right. So, on the subject of Andy Bernard. Yes, that's right. That he would purchase cigarettes for young girls. And that she also found, how do I say? I hate talking about these things. It's terrible. She also found material of young girls. Does that make sense? Okay. So there's that. And she spoke about that in the very beginning. Hey, Objection BS. Good to see you. It's been a long time.
Store or something afterwards.
That wasn't live. I went and did shopping for all their cleaning products, paid for myself.
No, I know it wasn't live.
That wasn't put out. None of it.
I know. Well, I know. I'm just saying confirmation that you was.
Listen, yes, it was. Chasing. You put that everywhere. Everyone knew about you purchasing cleaning products. You bragged about it and still are allegedly here. I've seen on this 10-month ago stream. We all knew about you buying cleaning products. You've been talking about it forever. Do you want a gold medal for buying cleaning products for the Wells? My goodness. She says that it wasn't live. It didn't need to be live. You've talked about it for years now.
You know what I'm saying? That y'all was there. You were invited there. You were asked to be there.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
They were called.
I'll get back to
the police were called. And I think someone should FOIA that. And if not, I don't mind doing it myself. The police were called while they were down there that night. They won't talk about that, though. They refuse to talk about it. Yeah, that's how you knew it was 300 because she said it. Yeah, she's been talking about it and bragging about it forever. Chasing wants everyone to know she bought these cleaning products. I don't know why she has to shout this from the rooftops. Like, why can't you do things for people, nice things, without bragging about it? I can't imagine buying someone cleaning products and then telling the whole world about it. Like, nothing like saying these people were dirty and couldn't afford cleaning products. Then, yeah, I bought them all these cleaning products. Like, be a good person and you don't need to brag about it. That's why I say she's very unchristian. Truly. But she sticks the Bible verses on her candle tags. And why does she need to be a candle maker too? How many candlestick makers do we need in one community? Can anybody get an original thought around here? Like candlestick maker after candlestick maker after candlestick maker. I don't like, candles that are not Yankee candles. I'm very picky about candles. And I'm not saying they don't smell good or whatever, but I don't know because I wouldn't buy them. Okay, because I can buy candles. I could buy Yankee candles at TJ Maxx for $14.99. Why would I spend an enormous amount of money on candles that need to be shipped to me? And again, we have people shipping concrete in 2024. Who does that? How much are you paying for shipping? It's a lot of money to ship shit, and these people want to ship concrete and wax. Doesn't make any sense to me, but you know what? I'm not the candlestick maker. They are. So I'll just leave it to them. Yeah, she keeps, speaking of cigarette and dog candles, she keeps the dogs, and this is a cleanliness matter for me. I saw a live not too long ago, and I really do need to say this in public. She has these fences up in the kitchen. Now, if you've ever seen the way her kitchen is set up, she has an island in the middle. She's got the counters around the sink, right? So the counters go around, the island's in the middle. She's got from the island to the counter a fence. Then she's got another fence blocking the dogs off inside the corridor of the counters and the sink and the stove. There has to be dog schmegma and hair and microbes all over the kitchen. And I want to barf. I cannot handle that. I can't at all. That is the most disgusting thing you could ever do, is keep your dogs cordoned off and sectioned away into the area of your stove and your sink and your counters where you prepare all the food. Chasing, you have a huge house. You have a huge yard. Tell me that's not the only place that you can put your animals. There's got to be hair in all the food. The refrigerator probably has hair in it. It's a lot to look at. When you're cooking, there's got to be hair flying through the air. Seriously. That's disgusting. It's so uncleanly. I had to say that because I saw it and I never said anything. And I've been wanting to say it for a while now. And I finally did. And I feel much better now. Yes, the refrigerator hair, JP. You know what I'm talking about? I used to clean houses for a living. And I swear there's nothing that skeeves me out more than like cat hairs in the bottom of the fridge or dog hairs. Oh my God, I lose my mind.
Our man in a second. Sorry.
Yeah,
Before y'all got in the car and left, were y'all about to leave anyway? Like, why did y'all get
So
in the
there was a
car and
little-
like run from him to start with?
So when we came down the driveway, I was like, oh, stop the car. Because you know how they talk about where Summer came down the trail and where the dogs hit and all of that, that little area was right there. So we stopped the car on the driveway. It was still on the property. And we were standing at the very bottom of the driveway right there. And he came from if I'm standing directly in front of the wells looking at the road, he came from the dead end, like from my right. And he just slowed down and was staring. And I'm like, okay, why? What are you looking at? But if that was the only thing that happened, that would have been fine. But he backed up to do it again. And then took off like, boom. And I'm like, what is this dude doing? The craziest part was him parked at the end of the road to block us. Maybe he was going to ask us questions. Maybe he had something to say. I don't know. We didn't wait around to find out. So we questioned and do it again. And then took off like, boom. And I'm like, what is this dude doing? The craziest part was him parked at the end of the road to block us. Maybe he was going to ask us questions. Maybe he had something to say. I don't know. We didn't wait around to find out. Information.
Chasing, think about this. If the guy even is from remotely around there, what if he was affiliated with somebody?
She doesn't let anybody talk. I don't know if anybody noticed. Anyone that asks a question, like, listen, I'm really good about when people start talking, I shut right up because you can't hear what the person is saying. These StreamYard does not compute two voices at once. So if someone starts talking and asking a question, it cuts off like the first 3 words. You have no clue what they said. Chasing is like not having it. She doesn't want anyone to question her. She doesn't want anyone to ask questions. Thank God. Voices for the Voices is going to ask her a question. B. Tim, what are you doing? B. Tim wouldn't dare ask a question about this. Like, are you kidding me? I don't understand why Chasing cannot be asked questions. It's like the only thing that matters is what she has to say, her excuses, her explanations. No one can ask a freaking question. And everything she does, she is validated 100% in her mind. There is no other way at all.
He's not from around there.
And so she says that this man is not from around there. I don't believe that. So maybe he doesn't live on Ben Hill Road, but you know what else? Who's to say that he's just not registered on his license on Ben Hill Road? Do you know how many people move and they don't update their license right away, or they rent and they're not on the bill, someone else is. Do you know what I'm saying? She doesn't really know. She doesn't. She's acting like she knows this guy's life story. This is like, you could almost make a movie out of this. Like someone could take this script and make a movie out of it, and she's the crazy one. You know the road rage movies? She's the crazy one in this situation.
I don't know if he was there buying drugs, allegedly. It was coming from the end of the road.
So he's there and she first goes to, I don't know if he was buying drugs. Now she's going to tell everyone, basically, he was coming from Fred Hill's house. There is absolutely no way. And she doesn't say that specifically, but she does. Because she's like, if you know what I mean. You would never be able to see Fred Hill's house from the Wells driveway. So for her to insinuate that's where he was coming from and that this man was buying drugs, that's blasphemous to me. You're just accusing anyone you want of being there to buy drugs. Maybe that's what he thought about you, though. You know, it's like this is her go-to. This guy isn't from here. This is an outsider. She does not even live in Tennessee, not in the whole state. And she's going to tell you what this man was doing there and that he was there allegedly to buy drugs. Where does she come up with this shit? She just makes it up as she goes along, blaming this guy for whatever.
If you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So
Did you say he chased you by 80 miles
Oh,
an hour?
fuck.
Like, I'm sorry,
Okay.
but I'm saying, like,
Don't
did he
say no
chase?
more.
No, I'm saying, did he
What happened?
chase you like 80 miles an hour? You
Well,
said.
for those who don't,
Yeah.
I think it's because Fred Hill lives down there, don't he? I'm just gonna keep it
Yep.
100. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Fuck him. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He can say I said whatever. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know. So
Right. I mean, I didn't. I know I wasn't. I didn't want you to have to say
like,
anything.
where was he coming from? I don't know.
Right.
But yes, we reported him to the cop. Okay.
Did
And
he chase you 80 miles an hour? You
Yep.
said.
I showed it on my live. I have Live 360. It showed how fast we were going.
My
Oh.
God. She just told B Tim that she showed this happening on her live. Chasing. Whoa. So now she has Life 360 on her phone, and that's her proof, because Life 360 shows exactly where you are and how fast you're going. That means she was being chased. You know what? Good thing you're not in a court of law. That would never hold up as proof or evidence, and it would never prove someone was chasing you. So you mean to tell me that if I got on 95 South right now and I hit a buck for 8 miles and I said, hey, look at my Life 360. Some guy just chased me. I think he was on drugs. He stared me down and then he started chasing me. Well, did you get a photo? Did you get a video? Did anybody witness this? No. But I have my Life 360 and the app shows you that I was driving 80 miles per hour or 120 miles per hour. So there, that's her proof, is Life 360. Wow. You know what, Jason? You know so much better than this to do this shit. You just lied straight to B Tim. You never showed shit on your live, and your Life 360 is not proof, nor is it evidence. So you should really go back and tell B Tim you showed nothing in terms of evidence of being chased by anyone on your live stream. That's pretty pathetic.
Showed it the next day, like, I can't believe this shit just happened. Like, this is insane. Why was this person doing this? We didn't know. Anyway, we go to one of the ladies' parents' house because we pulled off and he missed us and he kept driving. So we pulled off. We
I
go
mean, like, y'all having a Fast and Furious moment, like, for real.
seriously.
Are you
And it
in the
wasn't
fast
any
car at
quick.
least?
It wasn't
Are
any
you-
quick thing either. It was like he chased us all the way out, like all the way out. I'm like, what? Oh my
Are you
God.
driving? Who's
No,
driving?
thank God I wasn't driving. We would have been dead for sure, because I can't drive at night at all.
Ooh-wee.
So yes, it was reported. No, we just got chased out. And we're like, well,
So
that
y'all
was
ain't in the
fun.
vet. Okay,
Of
I'm
course
picturing
we
myself
friggin-
in the vet coming
No,
down that mountain,
we were
80
in.
miles an hour.
We were in
Family
my
of
truck.
three. I don't know where do you play? What do you mean? Can I play it? What is play? What, baby?
The chase? Is
Oh,
that what you're
shit.
talking about?
We were
Chase,
chase.
we
Yeah,
want to see the
chase.
chase.
So the next day comes, and the ladies who are local put the word out. You know, this car, this is what the person looked like, whatever. We, of course, called the police that night. We didn't have a license plate number. He's behind us. So we have the exact description and what he looked like. All right.
Mm.
We go on and do what we need to do for the other days. No problem. Months later, nobody was arrested. NorCal, that was the whole thing. We didn't know who this person was or why he did what he did. We didn't know. Months later, when we go back, one of the ladies says, I know who chased us out. I'm like, how do you know? She said, because people provided information. We should look and see if that's really the person. This is who they think it is. I didn't want to go by myself, so let's go. So we did. We went and we were able to see the person and see that, yes, that's the same vehicle. That's the same man who jumped out of the damn car. We got all the information, including the license plate, the address, the whole 9 yards, and we followed up with the original report that we did and reported him to the police. That's it. No, I didn't think I was putting my life in danger, but if I was, I guess. I mean, it was what it was. We knew going in the woods was dangerous. We knew walking around there, various people's properties could be dangerous, but we still did it. I don't know. I wasn't really thinking about that. I mean, I wasn't thinking, oh shit, going out here could be life threatening or something.
Go see this fucker that chased you down. I get it. I mean, I would want to know too.
Yeah.
Queen Bella said, why are we not listening to the whole story? Queen Bella said, why are we not listening to the whole story? Tracy Ann doesn't lie about the shit. Yeah. I believe we did listen to her whole story. We did now, yeah. I mean,
Bodhi, I didn't see anything wrong with it. For what? I mean,
there's going to be people who have issues. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Cash.
But I don't understand why. Queen, think about this. We went up
the
there.
internet and people have
I get it. I get that part. They said they were going to look into it, Misty Blue. They said, we're going to look into it. They knew exactly who the person was when we gave them the info. He was known to police, were the words that they used. He was. Yeah, you're not going to be known to police if you're a clean-cut accountant. And clearly he wasn't.
Hi, can I bring up, can I just ask you something? Yeah. You were invited there by the Wells. You were on their property. You were leaving. The man was wrong 100% of the time. There's weirdos everywhere, right?
Yeah.
You go back months later.
Yeah, for a different thing.
Would you think that it was, would you encourage your daughter to go with one of her friends to go see if it's the same psychopath?
No way.
Would you encourage? Then that's what I think. That's what people are frustrated with.
I understand.
I am. It's like, I mean, you might like, well, what's he gonna do? Kill me? Well, what's your husband and children gonna do when you're dead and on the Tennessee road?
I get it.
That's where I think that the judgment, yes, you did everything right. You got away from him. Maybe next time don't drive to a woman's house, drive to the police department. Don't, because he could have been following you. You don't know that. Mm-hmm. You might have thought you lost him. So don't ever pull up into a private person's house when you're being chased around by a maniac.
We did not pull up to his house.
I'm talking about her house. You said that when you got away from him, that you turned and you went into one of the ladies that was with you.
Oh yeah.
Her home. Then if you're ever being chased, I've been in a situation. You go to a police department, a crowded area. You don't go to an individual's home. Number one. Number two,
it's not an individual like a house with a driveway.
Okay, all right, okay.
Down a long
whatever.
road.
I'm wrong. And
I'm
then
what
months
it was.
later,
it don't mean wrong. I'm just telling you.
Months later, it's scary that they, the people in the community, and I grew up in Tennessee. You ain't telling me how Tennessee rolls. I know how we roll. Mm-hmm. We all know everybody, and everybody knows everybody that knows somebody. And word can spread. We can get word out quicker than Facebook. We were social media before social media. So take that information to law enforcement and let them handle it instead of you and another lady getting into a car and putting your safety and your risk, because that would have been a true tragedy for something to happen to y'all because of that decision. That's the only problem I have with it.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Roro. I asked earlier, I don't know if Jason answered this. Did you try to call 911 like during the chase? Or
not during the chase? We called as soon as we pulled off into the area we were going. We called to give them the cross street of where he was, the description of the car, and what we could see of his face.
Right.
And we got out.
Yep.
That was it. I mean, I don't think that they were very concerned. They did not behave like, we were threatened. They just, I didn't feel like they were doing anything. I'm like, this is kind of bullshit. Like, are they even going to come and look? And
okay, you got 4 people in a car. One of them is driving. Allegedly, the one that was driving is the one that took the blurry photos at 80 miles per hour, right? That must have been a mistake too, right, Chasing? And out of all of you, no one called 911 while being chased at 80 miles per hour and what, a 25? Jeez, this is quite the story. You know, I had said earlier, in my own conversation with someone that you ever hear those stories about people that just like drive into houses? You just wake up one morning and then you'll see a car literally in someone's living room on the news. These idiots have no concern throughout this story for anyone but themselves. Like, it's the worst story ever, but they didn't call 911. They waited to report this until months later after they've been questioned by everyone and their mother that cared enough to ask. That's when they reported it. And I can tell you, listen, you could get the shit beat out of you on December 7th, 2024, right? If you go to the police in March and you say, my husband just beat the shit out of me, and well, has this happened before? Yeah. Did you report it? No. I'm sorry. There's nothing we could do about that. You didn't call us. There is no report for this. I could tell you right now, there's no report for this. They do not file anything months later. That I could tell you for sure. There's no way that these women were chased down, blocked in, all this crazy shit. They never tried to get into the house, the Wells house. They never went back up the driveway to seek safety. Okay. They never tried to secure any kind of safety whatsoever. They chose to get in the car. They chose to go hunt the guy down. And then they chased him. It must have been so serious, though. Why isn't Jenny and Adrian here to tell this story? Why is Chasing the only one speaking on this? I'll tell you why. Because if all three of them tell the story on their own time, it'll never work. They learned that with the body cams. Remember when Adrian busted you all out at Chasing, and Jenny Gavel Geeks were literally till the cows came home. No one had any cameras. No one had body cameras on. No one had body cameras on. And then out of the mouth of Adrian comes one night, I had my body camera on. So Chasing speaks on this only because they can't have all of them saying these things. They're all going to bust each other out. That's why it's Chasing, but Chasing is a terrible liar. Good job, Rowena, going up there and asking some questions. I'm sorry you were attacked for asking legitimate questions. That's what they do to people when they ask questions and try to get to the bottom of anything, even in a respectful manner.
The one who called gave all her contact information, all of that, and she then reported it as well to the TBI.
And if they went out there and he wasn't at that crossroads, they couldn't find his car, they're not going to call her with.
Yeah, so waste the TBI's time because you guys decided to go out there and made all the wrong decisions because you don't have, you know, any rational thought whatsoever. So take time away from kids like Summer who need the TBI's help because you chose this. You chose to make these decisions and you chose these choices. I guess this would be like why Hawkins County didn't want the public searching for Summer because of people like this. Makes perfect sense.
All her information and say, hey, we went out here and looked, and you know, see what I'm saying? It you know, they're going to be chasing the other, you know, meth dealer, you know, off God knows what property down there, you know?
Right.
So just people, if you're ever in a situation, I don't care if you're male, female, I don't care. Don't ever drive.
See something, say something. Great point. I'm curious if even Ellie would wonder how exactly they saw facial features in the pitch black, etc. Well, I'd be willing to bet that they would say they saw his face in their headlights. Rowena, don't worry about your accent. I never, you know what? I used to really struggle too with like listening to myself. It was one of my least favorite things to do. When I first started, going on panels and I would listen back, I'm like, oh, I hate listening to myself. Or when other people would play my lives and stuff. But after so long and so many years, you get used to it. It took a while for me though. So it's like a totally normal thing to feel like not liking listening to yourself. There's a lot of people that don't like listening to themselves. I swear. You're not the only one. You sound fine. Don't worry about it. Good night, Pecan Pie. Whistle down. I asked if you had cameras and you said absolutely not. Not ever. I know what you did. I have things you don't know I have. Whistle down's been on this for a long time too. Wasting police time in a small town. Yeah, in a town that cannot keep police officers, that are in a state of crisis because all of the police officers are leaving for other jurisdictions because they cannot afford to pay their officers. And they have 2 cops on duty, one on one side of Hawkins County and one on the other. And they don't go to Beach Creek barely ever at night. They're pretty much on their own out there, from what I understand and have always understood. So they don't care about that kind of stuff, though. They could not care less. They don't care about wasting resources, police's time, nothing like that. The Paula Hour says, I believe that they were runoff land that they had no business being on. It is par for the course. Paula Hour, I think that's far more likely, especially because of what Chasing said to me way back. What she had said was that they were hiding in bushes, hunting people. And she made no bones about it. She was like, yes, we were hunting people. She has no problem saying that. Now it's like, and everyone keeps saying there's only one person. She never discusses. 10 months ago, she never discusses a second person. I never heard about a second person until 3 days ago when I was on Queen Bee's panel and Chasing said that there were 2 people. We have yet to hear her mention a second person throughout this entire segment of this live stream. Hey, Oreo. Good to see you. Ziggy says, I'm shaking. I'm so mad. What's the matter, Ziggy? Why are you mad? Write it in. Oh, I'm looking through here, my chat. Hold on one second. Yeah, a snake oil salesman. Jason cleaning with a dirty mop again and again. I know, it's like she uses the same one. Remember when I talked about it's like a dog shitting all over your yard and you have to go find all the piles of shit? It's like Chasing picks up the lumps of shit with the mop and she just wipes it all over every single time. It's just like that, Luda. You couldn't be more right on here. Ziggy says we're gonna have an interesting live tonight on the Ziggy Show. Uh-oh. Let's see. I'm over receipts for thee, but not for me mentality on these YouTube streets as criminology. Yeah, there's never any receipts. You just got to take her word for it. Chasing doesn't need to show receipts, but you know what? You know who needs to hold themselves accountable for that? This community. The people that have allowed her to prop herself up like this and have not pressed her, they have not asked questions, they have not held her accountable, they have not made her explain anything. They have just taken her at her word. I stopped doing that a long time ago. Chasing revealed herself to me when I couldn't get a single answer out of her when it came to the fake Fed situation in Summer's case. In fact, she made excuses for it. She defended it along with Dietz. Dietz got all up in the mix, got in the way, and then she pretty much turned it all into a Twitter situation. And then, poof, I did 27 live streams on the fake Fed situation. And Dietz came through and tried to fuck me up over there on her live streams. Okay. Came after me, tried to paint a whole picture about how I knew that 423 Chase was a felon and all kinds of shit, that I didn't want people to know he was in jail, all kinds of weird shit that Penny fed to her, spun a narrative, flipped a script on me. I saw who these people were a long time ago. Shit, it's been 2 years. I imagine in 2 more years, things are going to be a hell of a lot different around here. Wait and see. It won't take long.
Drive to an apartment building or a house or drive to a very crowded, well-lit area or a police department.
Well, whistle
Did
down,
not.
Sam, but see how these resources take from the community as well as putting yourself in danger. Okay, hold on. We went there to do a search.
This trip that they took was supposed to be about Summer, but it had nothing to do with her. This trip that they took in November of 2022 has only been about them. All of this time, it's all about them. I have 4 live streams about this trip, and nothing about this trip has anything to do with Summer. That's why on my thumbnail, Summer is behind them. Like very transparent, almost can't even see her because that's how they like it. And I put their pictures on my thumbnail and they each got a frame and a spotlight because they like that. They went there also for Summer's Day, set up shop with the media. Nana for Life set that up for them so that they could be interviewed. That was planned. It's the Chasing Truth, Gavel, Geeks, Crama Mama Skilo show. Okay? She manipulates everyone with, we were searching for Summer. No, you were hunting people, Tracy. You've stated this over and over. Nothing about that trip had anything to do with Summer. And if it did at one point, it didn't end up that way. If you admitted that, it would probably make things a whole lot easier. This is not about Summer. Just about you, bitches. Same old, same old. It's all about you. Looking for 15 minutes of fucking fame and forgetting about Summer and not putting her first like always. Anyone hear her talking about Summer at all here? No. Just when she's questioned, she'll say, we were out there searching for Summer. And then Adrian will cry about how, her husband had to watch her kids and he was kind enough to watch them so that she could go search for Summer. And that in her spare time, all she does is search for Summer. First of all, no one gives a shit about your babysitter. And if you're going to sit on YouTube saying that your husband is a babysitter, you have a hell of a lot of problems, more than anybody really knows. Okay. Husbands are not babysitters. It's all pity me, pity me, pity me. My husband had to babysit. We were searching for Summer. I took time out of my life But nowhere do you ever hear them talk about Summer. It's not about Summer. That is the truth.
Originally, with law enforcement. Well, whistle
Didn't
down
want.
saying, but see how these resources take from the community as well as putting yourself in danger. Okay, hold on. We went there to do a search originally with law enforcement's permission, with written permission from neighbors, explicit written permission from neighbors and law enforcement to make sure we didn't do anything wrong.
Listen, save your freaking bullshit. I cannot. Oh, okay. Okay. So tell us about this. Hold on a minute. So they got written permission from the neighbors. When did you do that? Did you reach out to them via email, snail mail, phone? And then they wrote letters. Did you go door to door knocking, asking for letters? And what was law enforcement going to say? No? No? You can't search? She makes it sound so fucking, like this is all law enforcement approved. We have permission from law enforcement, permission from neighbors, written permission. She makes me sick. I want to gag myself.
That's all I'll say about that part of it, because I don't want to say who we were with and all.
And you can have the opinion that you think that's right, and other people can have the opinion that they don't think that's right. I mean, all opinions can be cool. It's your opinion. But
calm down, Roro. She wasn't finished.
I wasn't even.
I'm done.
I didn't even
I'm
have
sorry.
the sentence out.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say here, I don't hear Rowena. I don't hear her really excited or, needing to calm down at all. She's very calm. In fact, she's being respectful. Calm down? Why? Why is she being treated like that for asking questions? How dare she stand up and ask 5 questions to Chasing Truth? The end all fucking be all around here? She is not. How embarrassing. Whoever just said that. Wow. Holy crap. Oh, he's not going to come back now, Casey K. Not after what I said to him last night. Soon as I brought up those girls in that van and how he was out like a Cub Scout. Andy Bernard isn't going to come back in here. He was all set the second I brought that up. Show your permission slips. Yeah, she got permission slips from the neighbors and the cops. Wow. Luda says, Rowena's calm but determined to get some clarification in a peaceful manner. Chasing is so fucking weak and thin-skinned. Yes, she is. Pink Stripe says, I agree. How embarrassing. It really is. Kitten Kapoodler says, Rowena, you were gaslit by her. She gaslights everybody who dares to question her. She's done it to me many times, and I really don't use the word gaslight often, but it is gaslighting to the nth degree. And when it's happening and you know it's happening and you say it, they'll be like, oh, you're crazy as fuck. And that's gaslighting too. But the good thing about it is over here in this chat, everybody recognizes it. They are tearing this shit up in here. I love it. Wonder if Chasing ever self-reflects. Does she ever go back through and read the chat? Does she take anything into account? Like all of these comments questioning what is going on here? How is this okay? All of these people must be crazy, right? Chasing. Rowena is literally the only person that I've heard this far ask any legitimate questions.
I'm sorry. I have
so crazy.
my tolerance for this bullshit is so low at this point because it's been 3 years.
Oh, her tolerance for this bullshit is so low. The lies that she spews are stressing her out.
Years, and I'll hear people just repeating the stuff, and I'm like, that is not what was said. That's not what happened. That's not what was done. None of that fucking occurred. So we went there.
Well, my apologies if I didn't hear the whole story the first time, if it was already said. This is the first time I heard about the chase. I thought
research better than the search teams. Clearly,
well, no,
not.
there was a chase, and then no. They first made it sound like it was two different situations. First, it was the chase, and then it was hunting people down. Two separate
months later. Yeah.
No.
Sidebar. Muffin Mouse wants.
Hold on. She just said that the search and the chase were not on the same trip. Am I crazy here? Hold on. I don't think I am. Let me listen to this again.
No,
the chase, and then
it's already said. This is the first time I heard about the chase. I thought
research better than the search team.
So she's ignoring this woman up here, and she's reading a question in the chat about, do you think you search better than the search team? This woman is talking to her, and Chasing's like, fuck you, bitch. I'm reading the chat. Because she's more worried about what people think about her in chat than she is about the people on the panel who are talking to her. When I go on panels, I don't look at the chat. If you ever notice, they'll be like TM. All those people are wasting their time. I don't read any of that crap. I would never be able to sit on a panel and hold a conversation if I was paying attention to the chat. You cannot do all these things at once. You can't answer people's questions who are talking to you and answer people in the chat, especially when you've got a whole chat lit up with your name, which I don't know if they're doing that to her. But when I go on panels, that's what happens. I close the chat so I can do what I got to do. And very seldom do I go back and look, because it's usually a lot of people that just want you to like get triggered and say their name while you're up on panel or whatever. Chasing is so focused on how people perceive her, and as they rightfully should. Jesus, she could never be me. She would blow her brains out. I swear to God she would. She wouldn't be able to handle it. There is no way. Absolutely no way. So this woman is trying to talk to her, and she's worried about the chat. She's so rude.
Clearly,
well, no, there was a chase, and then no. They first made it sound like it was two different situations. First, it was the chase, and then it was hunting people down. Two separate
months later.
Why is she saying that it was months later? Chasing just said that was months later.
Yeah.
Was first made it sound like it was two different situations. First, it was the chase.
It was two different situations, she says, because Queen Bee says, at first, it sounds like two different situations. She says it was two different situations. Well, I thought that you ran into this guy because you were searching for Summer. Chasing? That's what you say for the last 2 years. Now it's two separate situations. Well, thank God you cleared that up. So now you can stop manipulating everybody with that this happened because you were searching for Summer. Because that's what she does. This chase that happened was because they were searching for Summer. They went out there to search for Summer, and this happened. So now that we've cleared this up, they're two entirely different separated situations, okay? And they have nothing to do with one another. So she can stop lumping Summer into this chase that occurred. Always a chase around, huh? It's a big Tennessee chase throughout this whole entire case, right, JC?
case, and then it was hunting people down. Two
That was
separate
later,
situations.
months later.
That was months later. I'm very confused right now. Can anybody make heads or tails of that comment? Because I certainly cannot.
Totally.
Sidebar. Muffin Mouse wants to know is
Jesus. She was going to continue to talk.
that how you got your name, Chasing?
No. Right.
Okay.
My name was Chasing in 2017 when I.
She changed it back to Chasing because I told her to change her fucking name, and she did. Right, Chasing? Because I told you to take truth off your name because you stand for nothing and you're always lying. And you actually did take truth off the end of your name immediately after I told you to. Isn't that crazy? Huh.
I got on here.
She knows she's a bona fide liar. So much so, she changed her name.
But either way, I surely did not spill my coffee, Julie. But we went there. There were no searches being done. None, zero. Nothing was being.
How dare you? How dare you say that in November of 2022, there were no searches being done, Chasing? As if you know when the TBI moves around. You don't. How fucking dare you? There were no searches being done, as if you know. You know what's incredible, Chasing? You must not listen to David Roush often. And I'll leave it at that. All you have to do is go to my channel. You might want to rethink that about the searches that weren't happening in 2022. You're wrong, bitch. You should know that, though. Aren't you the end-all be-all around here, but you don't know when they're searching? That's pretty incredible. Oh, you're the only ones that were searching? I think not. In fact, they put out a drone for summer right around that time. A real nice one. He spoke about it several places. I'll let you find those on your own. You don't do much research, do you? How dare her say they were not searching? They're still searching for her, Chasing. And they don't tell people when they're out there looking or where they're looking. What does she think? She wants people to think that the TBI calls her up to let her know when they're going to do searches. And yes, Stardust wrote in the chat, this is very true. Let me find this. Where did it go? I might have lost it, though. But Tiff, she knows all the things. She doesn't know her ass from her elbow. Isn't that something? You fear feral people? Well, then you would definitely fear her. She's very feral. Straight out of the streets of Dorchester. Where there's confusion, deceit resides. Yes. And so does chaos. And people like this know that when you confuse people, chaos will ensue as well. She's dangerous. Dangerous as fuck, these types of people.
Being done anymore. It kind of just trailed off. We know when they search because it becomes public.
No, it doesn't. Listen to her. Shit, Tracy, you need to fill out an application at the TBI. We know when they search. You don't know shit. You don't know shit. Okay? And you went out there to search so you could, what? Get accolades and get your face on the news and brag about it? Fuck off. Go trade that fucking car back and get that money back and put it in an account for summer so that when she comes home, she could be taken care of. How about that? You're so disgusting. And you're going to tell everybody that you know when the TBI searches because it all becomes public. Do you know how much they do that is never publicized? Do not get your information from Chasing Truth. She is not a credible source whatsoever. And she is not the spokesperson for the TBI. She is not at liberty to say when they search and when they don't. Holy shit.
They tell us when they're searching.
Right.
So why not, if you have feet, eyes, and hands, why not go walk? What's the problem? There's no problem with that. Especially if you do it and you get permission. All you're doing is literally walking and looking. That's it.
Well, Cam and Allie had permission.
Nobody was.
They did it all the fucking time. I mean, Cam and Allie went and searched all the fucking time. They had permission and they went like every weekend.
Yes, one of their local friends. That would be Jennifer. I did a really nice live stream on her. She was bitching about it, and you reminded me. I forgot to put it back up. So I had put out all of the information that I needed to, and to make people aware of who she was, because she is using her job with the state of Tennessee, and I have proof of it, to dox people and to run information on them. And I caught her a couple months ago crying about the stream that I did, but I had privated it. And there she was complaining as if it was still up. Thank you, Day Tripper, for reminding me to put that back up. I forgot all about it. See, these things slip away from me.
And for fucking months.
Yeah, Caddy says, well, they had searched that area. Okay, but did they find her? Have we recovered Summer yet?
Well, that's the only part that I'm curious about. If I had
recovered. So Chasing just let the cat out of the bag. She does not believe that Summer is alive. She doesn't say discovered. She says recovered. I believe Summer's alive. Personally, and I have for over 2 years. I do believe Summer is alive, and I believe she was taken.
Permission to be there.
Yeah, it's me.
Whistle down and just go.
Independent. Hold on, Independent.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Whistle down. This is you.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing I've done was a circus. So there's that.
It's quite the circus. It is quite the circus. Sounds like a circus to me. I have not heard a single person have the problems that you have had out in Beach Creek. You are the circus. Your friends, your whole entire group are the circus. This whole chase down the road at 80 miles per hour. I'm going to go find this guy and hunt him down and then chase him too. That's a circus. That is circus freak behavior. She's delusional. She had a very false perception of reality.
One thing that I've done or been part of was a circus. I'll say that again. Nothing. We were invited to the Wells home after we searched for 11 and a half hours because we were bringing them cleaning products. Candace came down the hill. She invited us up the hill. She said, you're welcome to come up. We dropped off all the cleaning stuff and we were going to leave. We asked her.
How did the cleaning stuff end up on this November 2022 trip? The cleaning stuff was long before. Chapstick Stardusted probably will join me on panel. I don't know if she can do it. Well, I'm not having the panel open right now, but maybe sometime throughout all of this, possibly. I'm not sure. I can ask her though.
She was hungry. She said yes. We said, great. Do you want to go to dinner? She said, let me go wake up Dawn. She woke up Dawn. We all went to dinner. Grandma was on FaceTime with us. That was it. They didn't drink. They didn't get examined. We didn't record them. We didn't harass them.
What a strange thing to say. Did anyone talk about them drinking? They was giving too much information, talking too much. You're talking too much.
She said, let me go wake up Dawn. She woke up Dawn, sit downstairs because we were bringing them cleaning products. Candace came down the hill. She invited us up the hill. She said, you're welcome to come up. We dropped off all the cleaning stuff and we were going to leave. We asked her if she was hungry. She said, yes. We said, great. Do you want to go to dinner? She said, let me go wake up Dawn. She woke up Dawn. We all went to dinner. Grandma was on FaceTime with us. That was it. They didn't.
Hold on a minute. So she didn't have dinner at the house. She said they went to dinner. So I thought they were at dinner at the Wells that night. So they weren't eating dinner at the Wells. Okay, so we got a lie cleared up. They were out to dinner. They went out to dinner. So everyone who heard that they went and ate dinner at the Wells, you heard wrong. She's now verifying they went out to dinner. Okay, we got it.
Didn't drink. They didn't get examined. We didn't record them. We didn't harass them. We said, thank you for coming out with us. We brought them back. They went to their house. That's it. That's it. And then all this shit broke loose.
So I have Texas EquiSearch stating that you needed permission from local law enforcement to search and that they personally didn't want.
This is whistle down that you hear. It's right here on the bottom. I'm going to drop her link in the chat. If you're not subbed to Whistle Down, please do. I've known her for many years, and she is not a true crime creator. But I'll tell you what, she has literally spent the last, she spent ever since the day Summer went missing, June 15th. She was here from the beginning. She's been on my panels. She never has left. She supports Summer so much, and she is really, really amazing at what she does. She has put together so many amazing videos displaying this group's behavior, and I'm so thankful for the hard work that she's put in. And I don't believe she plans to stop. I think she's working on something right now. If you're not subscribed to Whistle Down, please do. She's a really beautiful person, like truly in her real life. She's a good person. And she cares a whole lot about Summer. I really do appreciate Whistle Down.
Outsiders there.
Hold on, let me back that up.
We said, thank you for coming out with us. We brought them back. They went to their house. That's it. That's it. And then all this shit broke loose.
So I have Texas EquiSearch stating that you needed permission from local law enforcement to search and that they personally didn't want outsiders there.
During their searches, correct. During their search.
That's where I'm confused, right? Like
that's when they were doing all of that, though.
And we're still
this
searching.
Was a long time later, though. Whistle Down. This was not while they were searching.
It was during. Well, if you want to go that far, though, then remember the press conference that was done years later that said stop.
Stop. Yeah, they said stop exploiting. Stop collecting fake funds in Summer's name. Stop spreading misinformation online. We went to Lawson. We went to the TBI. They were very aware. We got signed written paperwork from the neighbors. Do you think that I would take part in something that law enforcement is like, you're not allowed to do that?
She didn't get signed or written statements from Hawkins County or the TBI, though, just from the neighbors. Know that, okay? Okay. Just the neighbors. And not all the neighbors. Just a couple. And I am in no way, shape, or form against not having, I'm not saying I don't want people searching for Summer. Don't get me wrong. I just see through their bullshit. I want people searching for Summer every day. And if I lived down there, I would probably be searching for Summer regularly on foot. I search for her face in every crowd. Doesn't matter where I am. And I think I always will. Chasing, I'm not looking for her deceased like you are. And Ryan is. Only referring to her as dead. I don't do that. I look for her in crowds of people, living people.
No,
I'm
I
going to get
don't.
arrested and go to jail down there. No.
I don't. I totally respect you. You know what I mean? I look up to you, Chasing. We can have this dialogue. But I get confused when I hear Texas EquiSearch saying something like that. And then I see, say Cam and Alley up there. To me, that's, wait, Texas EquiSearch is saying don't. And then I see Cam and Alley saying, we have permission.
Oh yeah, can't. Well, see, and that's the thing too. Is it the
I don't know if they got
police giving them permission, or is it the Wells giving them permission?
Yeah.
Because they were out there saying they had permission, and then they were searching. Like, remember when they went up and said that they found that tent and they found that?
Yeah, that was different.
The
I
chairs
don't know where they got their permission, but the girls that I was with, well before we went down there, got written permission. We all got to read it. We all got to see it. We all had to agree to put our phones away, that we weren't going to live stream, that we weren't going to record it for content. One of them had a body camera on for our own safety, and there was a dog handler and another person I'm not going to name that's also a professional type person, and they had a body cam on. That's it.
Did any law enforcement agent go with you?
No, we did have professionals with us, but it was not the PIs and it was not law enforcement.
Okay, so one of the reasons why Texas EquiSearch says don't go out there is because
they said it's dangerous. Yeah,
it's dangerous, and you don't have anybody there to, rescue you, right?
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of us.
Confusing. It
wasn't
confusing.
Like two old ladies going to search. There were a lot of us, and we had protocols in place. We all wore bright orange. We had walkie-talkies, all of that.
Who had the body cam? Who had the body cam footage? The cameras?
Somebody had a body camera on.
Oh.
And the dog handler for her own protection and her dog's protection.
And that footage was ever recorded or just destroyed afterwards, or what?
All that footage was turned into the TBI in case they ever need it. Okay. And we have it.
I'm going to play this part back for you guys. Listen. She says only one person, she's referring to Adrian, because Adrian is the only one who would admit that she wore a body camera. Okay. Now, we all know they all wore cameras, body worn cameras. Adrian fucked up and slipped, and she accidentally let the cat out of the bag. She had one on. So Chasing has to say one of them wore one. Before Adrian slipped up, they all swore up and down, side to side, inside and out. We had no cameras, blah, 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 blah. When Adrian slipped up, Crama Mama, Sassy, whatever, Mama Sassy, Sassy True Crime. Now it's just Sassy, Yo Sassy, all these different names. Don't trust anybody that changes their name that many times. But when she slipped up and she let it out that she was wearing one, now Chasing has to say one of us was wearing a camera, right? She has no choice. But just know, until that moment that Adrian let that shit out her mouth, Chasing was lying to everybody. And now we hear in this one too, BVK was wearing a camera as well. I'm telling you, and I would not sit here and lie. These people have done far more than you could ever even imagine. And when it all comes out, people are going to be so fucking disappointed. There's so many people that believe in chasing, and it's sad. It really is. Something so silly like wearing a body camera. Just tell these people the truth, chasing. Stop lying to them. Why do you do this? And you lie about stupid shit. Stuff that doesn't even matter, that no one would even care about. So the fact that you lie about these little things, terrible. God only knows what the fuck you people have done, truly. I'm almost afraid. And I swear, you do wrong by summer, I will never let this shit go. I will be a dog with a bone for the rest of your existence on YouTube.
I don't have it. The person who wore it has it, but I've never even seen the body cam footage.
I'm going to hop down. Chasing, I'm glad you came up and explained that, because that's the first time that I've ever heard that you had written permission from all these people that you could go there. So all I ever heard was we didn't film it.
Shot.
We had our look.
One lady.
I'm just saying it's the first time I ever heard that you had written permission from law enforcement, from all the people that you're supposed to, that yes, you can go out there and search, that you have written permission. What I always heard before was we didn't film it. We had our phones put away. One person had a GoPro. There was a dog, and we searched. That's so,
well, we also didn't want to explain anything to anybody about any of it, but then people started questioning, well, what happened? And why did this happen? And what were you doing? And why were you even there? And why is it your business? And law enforcement and them already searched. And, well, yeah, we know. But is Summer back?
But who told them you were out there? You know what I mean? Who told them that you were out there?
Who told who?
I didn't know you were there.
The audience. Like,
you know that was a whole nother situation.
I mean, how did it get to you? Y'all were even there.
People didn't even know I was going, but there was another group supposed to go, and there became an issue, and then somebody went and told. And
I know how that
they're
goes.
down there. They're down there. What are they doing? Why are they there? Well, I didn't say anything about it. Catty Wampus. What are they
even there?
People didn't even know I was going, but there was another group supposed to go. They're searched. And, well, yeah, we know. But is Summer back?
But who told them you were out there? You know what I mean? Who told them that you were out there?
Who told who?
I didn't know you were there.
The audience. Like,
that
I mean?
was a whole nother situation.
It's funny. I'm glad I'm listening to this one too now, because no one was even supposed to know chasing was going. That was also going to be a secret. They would have carried that through straight and took it to the grave. Chasing going was never supposed to be known, and they're pissed about that. She especially. No one was supposed to know about it. That sucks, chasing. You know what's funny? You don't know when the TBI's searching, but we sure do know when you're out there searching. I feel like she thinks that she's part of the TBI or something, and she's just not. You don't get the privilege of running searches and not being known. You're not them. So I don't know what she's so worried about. It's because they're doing all the wrong things, and they're in places they're not supposed to be, and they're shady motherfuckers. And that's why she don't want anybody knowing.
I mean, how did it get to you?
Didn't even know I was
y'all were
going.
even there.
People didn't even know I was going, but there was another group supposed to go, and there became an issue, and then somebody went and told. And
I know how that
they're
feels.
down there. They're down there. What are they doing? Why are they there? Well, I didn't say anything about it, catty wampus.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell anybody where I was going. I mean, this is not something you publicize too, because you don't know. We had permission from one gentleman. His wife didn't know and came out holding her shotgun. She had no idea until she saw her husband and was like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And she was the nicest person ever. But
it's not far-fetched in the West.
yeah, you cannot fuck around because you definitely
Don't fuck around in Tennessee. I'm just saying.
Okay, wait a minute. I might be stupid. I still have not got my question answered.
No, not MGL. Oh.
I'm gonna hop down. I totally respect you chasing, and these are just good conversations to have, because ultimately, if nobody has a definition for
you see how Whistledown can go up there and ask her questions and be respectful, you know? It's really easy. Rose up there asking questions, being hella respectful. Everyone else is really quiet though. Do you know? Do you notice? I think Indy has spoke like once. Voices has spoke like once. QB spoke a couple times. Beat him. I think I've heard him like once or twice. Chasing has had this whole panel to herself for how long now? She has her own channel. It's crazy. I'll tell you why she doesn't do anything over there, though. It's because Scott doesn't want chasing going live. So if she's on other panels, he won't know. That's why. Scott is the man that she's married to that threatened me and said he was going to stomp my ass because I talk too much. And women like me who talk too much, well, he never got to finish his sentence. His wife booted him from the panel so that no one would hear it. But that was pardoned because it was Scott. Right, JC? Right. Okay.
Tragedy pimp or tragedy pimping. We have some kind of like dialogue and standards when we come out of this, and understanding.
Yeah, I mean, I just want people to understand what we were doing. We have nothing to do with Betty, Olivia, JLR, Molly, any of those people. We didn't have a party. We didn't sell raffle tickets. We didn't do any of those things. This is why Summer's Day is not even live streamed now.
You raffled off a watch? You raffled off what is she talking about? They did have a raffle at Summer's Day. Is she serious right now? Is she serious? No, Rowena, she has said it publicly. I do know. I really do. I don't speak on anything I don't know to be true. It was said publicly. Actually, I believe more than once, not just on one stream. So, yeah, I don't sit up here and speak on anything I don't know about. That's one thing you should know about me.
And everything was paid for by those ladies.
She is not allowed here. I'll go into more depth here because it was very specific. She is not allowed to stream after 5:00 p.m. That is the rule, unless he says she can. And she has been very public about that. Okay. I'll leave it at that. There's more, but I'm not going to get into it because I have covered it before. That man threatened me. Respectfully.
Summer is now in the Kingsport movie theater due to these ladies, right? So we're not just, let us go down there on a vacation. Do you know where we're going? It's not a vacation. And we're not And here's the thing. Do we need our asses pat? It's not even on our channels. So we didn't ask for any of the attention. People are like, oh, look at them. They're trying to pimp. They went down there. They did all the things. Well, people were mad because we wouldn't stream it. Mad because one of the years we did stream it. I mean, come on. You can't win for losing around here. And people, well, why are you searching? Who the fuck are you? A lady with eyes and feet? And you can go search too. Just walk around your neighborhood. There are missing people. You could probably go home. Just
I
that
don't
was going to be my
suggest
next
that. I'll be
point.
honest. I don't suggest that. Just because I've
Why?
done
Why not?
something completely different.
Why
Like
wouldn't you
something
go join a search group? People do
Well,
it
that's
constantly.
acceptable, right? That's acceptable, a search group. But
Yeah.
I don't ever suggest anybody just go out willy-nilly and go search. I don't.
I mean, I think that people
Independent
should.
thinker has a question.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Indy says, why did you have to run from the person if it was an event with a lot of people, which included law enforcement permission?
Sorry, I got a
No.
mute.
No. None of that. No. I've been to Tennessee several times. We went for that particular time, we were doing a search. We did the search. We went to dinner. We were leaving. We got chased. It was hours after hours. There were only 4 of us in the truck.
Okay,
They didn't invite everybody up onto their property by far. No.
You said that video of him chasing you is on your channel?
No. There's no video.
Oh, you said it was recorded there was like 360 recorded.
Reported. Not recorded.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure.
We were scared. We weren't making a film.
Well, I thought you might have had like a dash cam, like a back dash cam on your car, because people have dash cams on their cars.
No, we were trying to get the hell out of there as fast as we could. We didn't know what he was gonna do. What if he was armed? What if he started shooting? We had no idea. We were just trying to get the hell away from him. And that's what we did. We finally got away from him. And yes, no, I didn't say. You see what I'm saying? I showed my life 360 the next day when I was going home.
Oh, okay. Because I heard like
my audience, the people that I was talking to, like, oh my God.
Okay. Yeah, I heard Live 360.
That had nothing to do with Summer. That had nothing to do with the Wells. It was just some crazy person who chased us. It had nothing to do with anything. And we weren't searching on our own. I'm not telling people to search on their own. I'm saying join a search group. Anybody can do it.
So the basically
eyes and feet, go do the shit. That's all I'm saying.
So basically the next day you went to like kind of show everyone where the incident occurred with the road with the like 360
or
was it?
No. I was driving like months later. No, I was driving home myself alone in my car.
Okay.
I was looking at my life 360. Like, fuck. The highest we got was 84 or 86 miles an hour.
Okay.
And I'm like, y'all will not believe how crazy that place can be. Like, we were minding our own business and got chased. Now, barely said anything about it. Somebody said, yeah, I heard that people came up to your door and were trying to open it and murder you. I said, no, none of that. Where did you hear that? This is less than 24 hours later. Where did you hear that?
Okay.
And like Rowena just said, it's worse than Facebook. How fast word travels over there.
Well, probably you had a falling out. You probably had a falling out with a group of people, and then they decided to spread that or something.
No, it can be just a rando, and you're going to know who that rando is in about 10 minutes because you're going to know somebody's cousin's brother or sister that used to babysit for their nephew.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. That's how Tennessee works.
Right.
I'm just saying.
You live on a dead end. When you live on a dead end road, you know every vehicle that comes past your place.
Yeah.
You know the sound of every vehicle that comes past your place.
If he lived on that road, I would have been like, damn, he lives on the road. He's upset that people are coming here, parking on his road or something. I understand that. He didn't even live not in Beach Creek, not in Rogersville. This person doesn't live in Rogersville.
I
He
get
was
it. He's
just
a weirdo.
crazy.
I get it. He's a
Right.
weirdo. And what
So
scares
say
me is
he,
the months later you went back
Yeah,
to
the
just
police.
verify that that was the weirdo. That's
Yeah, we
what scares
called the
me.
police that are in his area and talked to them. Yes.
Did you have any inkling on why? Did you ever wonder why he did that?
I thought maybe drugs. Maybe he thought that we knew something about what he was doing down there. Maybe he thought we were watching him. I don't know.
girl,
I didn't
you
know.
were a bunch of out-of-staters after dark with cameras on the
No
property
cameras.
of the
No
parents of a
camera.
little missing girl.
No
And
camera.
okay, sorry, no camera, but you were a bunch of out-of-staters on the property of a missing little girl. What if that was a supplier?
You're four
Golly.
attractive
Wait a
women.
minute,
You're
hold
four
on,
attractive
hold on,
women
hold on.
standing down in
Hold
Beach
on.
Creek Road. You know,
I'm allowed
and
to stand
I know.
on the Wells driveway. I'm allowed to stand on that road. He had no fucking right to chase us. And
know
I
he did.
understand that people are like, well, but you put yourself in danger. Okay, what if he's doing that to other people? No, I was not about to let this person get away with that.
What would you say to your
Wait,
daughter
can I
if
ask a
she did what you
question?
did?
She wasn't about to let this person get away with this, but they didn't feel it was necessary to report it to the police. Huh? Like, what? What? She was gonna let them get away with it, allegedly, supposedly, maybe, if it even happened. And do you hear her when she said no cameras to Voices for the Voiceless? But she just told us less than 5 minutes ago, BVK had a camera on, and Adrian, Crama Mama, had one too. But she's saying no cameras, no cameras. She forgot already, somehow, some way, that she just said 2 people had cameras on, and we know better than that. It's more than 2 people. It's like the lie sticks in her brain because she's programmed to lie, right? That's how this is going. She's telling Voices for the Voiceless, no cameras, no cameras. But BVK was wearing one. Crama Mama was wearing one. We were all wearing them too, but that hasn't come out yet. So it's a secret. It's going to die with us. Goes to the grave. And, well, until the truth comes out, you know. Or until their documentary hits the air, you know, and then everyone sees and there's some car chase in it and there was never really a police report. And because, you know, what's a documentary on a missing child without a chase?
What would you say to your daughter if she did what you did?
Can we get past what she would do about her daughter?
You're too young.
I'm
You don't
sorry.
know enough about life. And
Listen,
in my opinion, if he's doing that to other people, no, I was not about to let this person get away with that.
What would you say to your
Wait, can
daughter
I
if
ask a
she did what you
question?
did? What would you say to your daughter if she
Jesus
did
Christ.
what you did?
Can we
You
get
don't know
past
enough
what she
about
would do
life.
about her daughter?
Did she just tell Indy that she's too young to understand what is going on here? Indy can't get a word in edgewise with her. There is no police permission. Roller skate slam. She said this earlier when she said that the neighbors, they wrote out permission. The police, though, that was just verbal. They went to the TBI and they went to Hawkins County. Listen, it's just fucked up. But how dare she talk to Indy that way? Do you know how nice Indy is? She is extremely intelligent and smart. She follows everything. She's very much aware of all the things chasing. How freaking rude. She has sat here on this panel the whole time without barely saying a word. Holy shit. it was just a dangerous situation months later that could have affected her daughter's life if something happened to her. That's why I used the example. She was saying that her daughter is too young to understand, not Indy. Oh, Jesus, thank you for clearing that up. I thought she was talking to Indy. I had no idea. All right, thank you. Then I stand corrected. I'm like, what the fuck? Well, you don't know, like she doesn't let people talk. You've got like people trying to ask questions. She keeps running her mouth. She doesn't shut up. She's been talking for 45 fucking minutes. It's like, Jesus, Chasing, let these people talk, for God's sakes. You've had all this airtime and they start asking questions. They've been like holding pee for an hour or two in the car, going over bumps, or I don't know. Like, let them ask the questions. How many times she needs to say the same shit over and over again? My God. You were confused too? Okay, so I'm not the only one. Yeah, she totally sounded like she was talking to Indy. I was like, I will fuck you up. We love Indy. All right. Why did they need cleaning supplies? That lady Pam, who owned a cleaning business, and volunteers gave them all of that. They gave them cleaning supplies in the beginning too, like week 3 or 2. I don't even know. Oh God, that was like back when she was in the family Facebook group, and she made that. Was it the scrapbook of summer and all of that manipulation too? Do you remember all that? And Rose Meyer and all that stuff. The entire story is lies. Listen, I think so too. I really do. It's really hard to be a good liar. Humans were created to speak the truth. Lying is an unnatural behavior for humans. That's why we have physical reactions and slips of tongues, etc. And I think it's a beautiful thing, Luda, when people are horrible liars. I like sloppy people. Like, I'll never be friends with sloppy people. One of the sloppiest people I've ever met on YouTube is Laura. Perplexed, okay? I used to tell her all the time, you are so sloppy. It drives me insane. Laura got really mad when I told her that, but I was being honest. Like, I cannot have people around me where if I come on a panel, I have to deal with bullshit for like 5 years just for sitting on a panel with you. Right? Like, complete mess. Chasing is also sloppy. But when it comes to things like this, you have to be thankful and grateful that they are sloppy, because it's such a beautiful thing when they fuck up. And sloppy people, it's like a gift from the gods when you're going through things like this. And it's so much easier to pull the truth out with sloppy people because they're always fucking up. Now, I don't know who enlisted Chasing to be the Speaker of the House, right? But thank you. Whoever felt that she was the proper one to do all the cleanup, like the speaking on panels, handling all the business. Chasing, don't you get tired? It's been a long time now. I assume that's why you haven't addressed this yet. I don't know how long you can hold out for, because listen, I'm telling you that I think this could go on for a month with the amount of things that I've looked at just the last several days. I say a week. It could be far longer than that. I don't know when this, and who knows what will come of these live streams and where they'll lead me, right? I don't know how long you can hold out pretending you're just making candles today and all is well and fine and wonderful. But are you going to give up on being the babysitter and the one with the mop and the bucket? You've got to be tired. And I know you are, because the mistakes that you make are getting worse and worse and worse. I wonder actually if you regret jumping on that live stream with me. That wasn't really even, you were not the focus. I just mentioned you. I just pretty much said a couple blurbs and there you were. And now here I am. And look, I can't stand liars. And I can't stand people that disrespect Summer. And you know this, you know, but you keep doing it. Like, you must like it a little bit. Stardust, it says, get away with it. If something ever happened to that man, they would have spewed it all over. Big nothing burger. Yup. Rowena said, I think the confusion is 3 separate events. The search with cameras, the dinner, cleaning supplies, chase, no cameras, then returned months later to hunt down people, this guy. 3 separate events. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 separate events. Ugh. Jesus. Oh my God. Perhaps it's just me, but I'd never go to an area to search as a random person not associated with official Ellie in a rural area where a child has gone missing. See something, say something. I agree with that to a degree. Listen, they're searching for Harmony quite a bit up here. Unfortunately, the last search that they had for her, I planned on going to, and I could not go because my life prevented me from doing so. And at the last minute, I couldn't. So, but her mom has been putting on searches in Saugus, Massachusetts. And it's a case that I really care so much about. I had gone to sentencing for Adam, and I personally, like, the next search they have, I'm going to be there. Like, I was so upset that I could not make the last one that they did. It's something that I really, I need to do. Like, I just need to be there, and I want to help so badly. But that's, I guess, different because law enforcement is actually encouraging people to help look for Harmony. Down in Tennessee, they've asked the public not to because of the terrain and because of, the danger and the risk that it poses. But they kind of lifted that after so long. I don't think that they have stipulations on the fact that you're not allowed to search or whatever. I don't think they mind if you search, but they don't want people risking their lives and getting stuck on a cliff or falling off a cliff. Do you know what I'm saying? Over here, it's more along the water, like the shoreline, and it's a little bit different. So, it's not like mountainous terrain and like really thick brush and all that. So they have their rhymes and their reasons, I'm sure. This is the thing, though. You've got people, and not just this group. Ryan and Jen are out there with cameras running all the time. And they're filming everything, just like chasing Gavel and Crama Mama did. And they want to find Summer on camera. And if, God forbid, isn't it sad that I have to say God forbid? God forbid they find her on camera. Someone is going to have footage if she is no longer with us, which I don't believe. But God forbid she is not with us any longer. They want it on camera. They want to find her with the camera rolling. And there's nothing more disgraceful to me than that. Now, they can say it's for their own protection and this, that, and the other. I don't believe them. It's all being recorded. Like Terry Lynn searching for Sebastian with the camera on live streams. Can you imagine if Terry Lynn was to come across Sebastian on a live stream with the camera rolling, I've been saying it for the longest time, shut the camera off. Put your sound on if it's for safety, because they're like, oh, it's for safety, blah, 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 blah. Do you know how traumatizing that would be to this entire sector if Terry Lynn was to come across Sebastian on a live? Whoa. I saw it with what is it called? Something museum. What the heck was their name? Oh my God, now I forgot. The sniper in Kentucky. Those two older people. Something museum. Jesus, now I forgot the name of them. And it's right on the tip of my tongue. They found the guy in the woods dead. And it was literally on camera. And I put it on my community post and I said, this is what these people want to do with these kids. You can't ever undo it. It's going to be there forever. It will literally be seen by the world. No one takes into consideration the fact, not even just, a particular child, where they could find someone else's child or someone else's loved one on a live stream. No one gives a shit. What if someone found one of our loved ones deceased on a live stream? Like, this is, where do we draw the line? That's why I don't agree with searching for people with the camera rolling when you're a live streamer that wants to make money and wants views and all this shit, because they can't be trusted. Heaven forbid that something like that was to end up on the internet. I can't even, with the thought of it, my stomach turns, but it's sick. I just don't know. And these people just sit there waiting. Like, there are hundreds of people in the chat just waiting. Like, oh, I hope you find Sebastian, Terry Lynn. You want him to be found on a live stream? They're sickos. These people are sickos. This is not normal.
You're too young.
I'm
You don't
sorry.
know enough about life. And
Listen,
in my opinion, this
who you
guy,
talking to?
his first time of doing something like that, I would
Is she talking? Y'all hear me?
I'm
Indy-
talking
no,
about
Indy-
what I would have said to my daughter.
Indy, do you have like a delay? I'm sorry.
I think so.
I don't know.
Because you're like you're talking in between, like when someone's talking, and it sounds like you might have a delay. I'm not sure because we hear you.
Yeah,
Indy.
but we hear you after. So
Yeah.
Marina said, what would I tell my daughter? I
I
said,
know.
I would tell her she's too young. She don't know what she's doing. But the reason that I wanted to know who he was for women like my daughter, who is younger. Who the fuck knows what this man was up to?
Hold on. What did she say?
So
Yeah.
Marina said, what would I tell my daughter? I said,
know.
I would tell her she's too young. She don't know what she's doing. But the reason that I wanted to know who he was for women like my daughter, who is younger.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Here we go. She's going to protect the world from this guy that they probably did something to. I'm guarantee you that these people did something. They're not going to ever tell what they did to provoke this man. They were on someone's property, most likely. I'm telling you, that's what I believe. If that happened, they were caught in the wrong spot, doing the wrong thing, and someone got pissed. I'm telling you right now, not every single person in that neighborhood gave permission. They probably got caught, or they left, didn't realize someone caught them on their property, snooping around, and the guy came looking for them. But he's the crazy one. I know what they've done to me and to others, and the things that they've said that are completely untrue, the web of lies that has been spun over and over and over so they could discredit, right? Which I don't give a fuck about. You're going to discredit me. I know who I am. I don't hide who I am. And I don't lie about stupid shit. Okay? I think I've told one lie on here. Oh my God. And the fucking sky is falling. Do you know what I mean? This bitch lies about everything. That guy did not just come down the road, stare her down, and start chasing them at 80 miles per hour down the road. No way. Didn't happen. Receipts or it didn't happen. That's what the rule is, chasing. And you have no receipts. And your Life 360 is not proof. Anybody could drive 80 miles per hour down the road on Life 360, show it, and say, someone chased me. No one believes you unless they're a Klingon. Those are the only people that believe you. Weak ass pussy bitches are the only ones who believe you. And over here, none of us are. So,
who the fuck knows what this man was up to? Why are you chasing women that you can clearly see are women out of an area that you don't think we're from, going 70, 80 miles an hour in the pitch black? You fuck. So yeah, we found out who he was and reported his ass.
In the pitch black, but their photo was blurry. So riddle me this, chasing. She didn't say, Tiffany, no, this is way back when I was asking, did anyone get a picture of this, a video of this? Well, we did, but it came out really blurry. Never did anyone say it came out black. It was pitch dark. No, they said it was blurry. So that says a whole lot to me, because in the darkness, right? She said it was pitch black. It wouldn't be blurry then, right? It would just be a photo of a black screen in the pitch black, or, you know, a black picture with maybe a distant light in faraway lands, right? Or I don't know, maybe a headlight. Oh wait, he didn't have his headlights on, so no, we wouldn't have seen the car behind them chasing them. How convenient. So the picture wouldn't have headlights in it because he was chasing them at 80 miles per hour with no headlights on for 8 miles. Are you kidding me? Nobody could possibly believe this. You're telling me that some crazed lunatic followed these idiots for 8 miles in the pitch black at 80 miles per hour. So 8 miles at 80 miles per hour with no headlights. Sure, Jan. This didn't happen.
And I'd do it again tomorrow.
So he was from there, or he was
a blurry photo. Nobody would say it was blurry unless it was taken during the day. It would have been a black photo. Just black screen. Not a blurry screen. No blurry photo. A blurry video. You chose the wrong description, chasing. Shit, I'm no detective, but when it comes to sorting through your piles of shit, I think I do a pretty good job. Yeah, I think so.
Wasn't. I thought earlier you said that the law knew him.
No.
But then you said he wasn't from.
Hi, Fred. How are you? Good to see you in chat. I'm glad that you came in. I had told Ziggy you're welcome here in my chat. It is good to see you. I'm Moonchild Pink. I have to say TM is 100 when she says she only lied once, and it really was unnecessary to even say. Just saying. Thank you. And they talk about it every time I bring up a valid point. That's how I always know. I always know when people are being shysty when they bring up the check. The check. The second I see them talk about it, I'm like, let me check this out. It's the only thing they bring up. All the shady people. I kind of use it as a tool now, and I know where to look. It always puts me right on track.
From there.
He wasn't from Rogersville.
Good night, Luda. Oh my God, she's hung in so long, and in Croatia, it's so late. Sleep tight. Thank you for being here. I know it was a lot, probably stay up through all this, but I'll be back tomorrow, and I could probably come live way earlier. I'm gonna be here every day until I'm done.
The law knows him. I mean,
the law knows him. They know Andy too. The law knows Andy Bernard too. This man that won't be named, the law knows him. Well, I'm glad. I guess they don't think he poses a risk to society, Chasing, huh? We never heard about this fiasco. They probably think you're a lunatic because you went to them after you were pressed on the internet. Let me go report this now because, 300 people asked me about it, and we have to report this now so there's record of it because we didn't care enough to, and we're not going to let them get away with it because the people on YouTube will think we're liars. How'd that work out for you?
Every town has a law enforcement. We drove into the town that he's from, talked to the law enforcement, reported him once we had the address.
Oh, that's why they reported him, because they have the address. Then that's a good one. I mean, nothing like letting law enforcement find out who he was and find him and track him down before a couple months later. Don't worry, have no fear. Chasing is on the case. It'll take a couple months though to find. You should have called me, Chasing. I could find anyone except Diane. Diane's the only person I could never find. No one I haven't been able to find yet, except her. So, you just don't have the right friends, Chasing. That's all.
Okay, so
they're not smart enough.
It was his
local law. I thought
it wasn't like Ronnie Lawson, not Ronnie Lawson.
I got you.
No.
Yeah.
But he was known to them. They knew exactly who we were talking about. Did they charge him? Did they do anything? No, they took our statement and
they can't charge him with anything. If they're going to charge him, they would have to charge you because you went and chased the man down and you hunted and stalked his life.
That was it. I don't know what they did to him.
They didn't do anything to him. Because they know you're full of shit.
I don't know. He's from an area near there, Sister Lies. Yes, he is. Oh,
he's from an area near there. Well, he lives a hell of a lot closer than you, I suppose. Michelle, good night. You have a great weekend, too. Oh, and thank you for all you do. Appreciate you, Michelle. Sunshine Girl says, what if the truck was parked at someone else's house and not the right address, dumbasses? Yeah, they don't think about that, Sunshine Girl.
Yes.
Now, let me speed this up a little bit because, and I really don't think she has much left to say that could be possibly important, no? Like, what else could she possibly have to say? Oh, my God. Suck the life right out of you. She is an energy vampire.
But he ain't from there. He ain't from that street. This is America.
He ain't from there. He ain't from that street. Oh my God. You know what Stardust had said yesterday that cracked me the hell up was Chasing has more accents than Kamala Harris. And she really does. Let me just be honest with you here. I know what Chasing's accent sounds like, her real one. And I know what her fake one sounds like. So when she wants to be cool, she will really forget the R's. We've all heard Chasing pronounce her R's, right? Like park the car. She can say that. She has before. She knows how. But then you'll get these really accentuated ahs. I can't even do it because I hate doing that. And I'm so glad that I was blessed not to have the okay? So she fakes it a whole lot. And it's really noticeable when she does it, but she doesn't know that it's noticeable. Like she hasn't figured out, especially if you're from up here, you know, a true New England accent. I could place people on a map by their accent. Usually I'm pretty good at it. She fakes all of these. And it's so cringe to me. Now she's saying ain't, like she's Southern. We don't say ain't up here. It's aren't. Aren't. That's it. We don't say ain't. Sometimes in passing, like when I'm joking around or something, but very seldom. Like ain't isn't really in my vocabulary. Unless I'm being a bitch or something, maybe like every once in a while, like just to shorten it. But it's quite interesting. It is. I think she's very diabolical. Chasing is very diabolical. And she fakes her Boston accent at times. So, I don't know. It's embarrassing. I don't know why she does it. It doesn't make her any more Boston, like, or I shouldn't say Boston. Dorchester is not Boston. But either way, she's fake as fuck. And she's so fake that her already Dorchester accent, it's pronounced enough. We know. There is absolutely no necessary reason to make it sound like you have more of the ahs than you do. It's not necessary. Chasing, you can cut that out now. We all know you're from Dorchester. And that is the correct pronunciation. Okay.
We can
I'm
stand where
surprised
the
you did.
fuck we want to stand. I wasn't bothering him. I wasn't doing anything.
I would have called Dawn.
You see how this is how she normally talks. Right here.
Let him come deal with it. Shit.
No, I didn't want to get
I
Don
would've did.
either. We asked Don, do you know him? And he was like, no.
I mean, I'm just saying, that's what I probably would have did. You better come down here to the bottom of the hill
No. It was,
before I took off running and put my life at risk.
I mean, we chose to go there. It wasn't Don's fault, right? I mean,
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, in the moment, I don't think I would have just ran from somebody.
Blue says, I don't understand. A local drove on a road behind you? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yep, we was driving. It was a nice night. And then this local, he drove behind us and we were like, oh, we're scared now. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's why we're talking about it, because that's exactly how it happened. Yep. No, law enforcement.
Let me ask this one question. Chasing, if there's anything you answer this. You won't talk about your search. You won't talk about your sound test. That's bunk as fuck. You can never recreate the scream because, first of all, you don't know where the scream originated from. You have no idea where the scream came from. Okay? You would literally have to know exactly where the scream originated from, number one. Number two, the barometric pressure would have to be the same. The foliage on the trees would have to be the exact same way, right? Everything, humidity levels would have to be this everything, temperature. There is nothing you could ever do to recreate the scream. Okay? And you know that. All of you know that. I believe that Jody did hear a scream. I do. I always have. So she talks about this chase with this guy and everything about it, right? All kinds of information, new information coming out for years. But when it comes to the search, and no one really wants to know anything crazy, right? They do that because they didn't find anything. Nothing was yielded from the search. This is the bottom line. They won't talk about it though. It's, I'm not discussing the search. We'll never talk about the search. We don't need to tell you anything about the search, right? Why is the only thing these people talk about this random guy that chased them in the mountains at 80 miles per hour for 8 miles? That's it. That's what they came back with. That's what they came back with. That's it. Why? Why did they even talk about that? Why is that not private information? I don't get that. I really want to know. The only thing that came out of the trip is this bullshit about this fake guy. But when it comes to summer, no one in this community is privy to know. Why? Why is that? Your sound test is bullshit. Jenny, Adrian, and you all know it. You'll never, ever recreate the scream. It's not possible.
He didn't tell us who he is and where he's from. We drove to his street because the locals told us who he was. Months later.
Chasing, how long ago was this? Put it into perspective for
A while
us.
ago.
How long ago? You say a while ago. We need months. Put it into perspective for them. 6 months?
It was over a year.
Oh, there you go. Here's the thing. Y'all are trying to take somebody to task for something you're just now finding out about.
Which is weird because
I say I don't often congratulate Voices or give her any kind of credit, but I have to say, there you go. Thank you, Voices. Thank you, Indy. Thank you, Rowena. Even B. Tim. He's an asshole to me all the time, but thanks, B. Tim. You know, it's like, God, I'm sick of listening to her, though. I really am sick of listening to her today. I have to be honest. I overdid it because I listened to a lot of shit today when I wasn't live. You guys get the picture for this situation. I wasn't even going to go over this today. I actually had something else that I was going to do, but I'm glad because this actually is so much better than what I planned to do. See, like last minute changes, stuff always, like when it switches up, it's important. So I just go with it. Whatever happens, happens. And usually it goes in the right direction. JP, I highlighted your comment because she says she knows he was a local, but he wasn't from there. Laughed my ass off. You can't make this up. No, you can't. And never. You cannot. Hold on one sec. Let me see. Day Tripper says, I even type with a Southern accent. Day Tripper has the prettiest voice. No, that sound test would be perfect to feature on ID Discovery. Well, better call Skilo. Stardust says sound test bullshit, pissy dog bullshit, chase bullshit. You know, it's all bullshit. Paul Hour, regardless if they could do it or not, they never shared the sound test, but talk about it like it's Bible. I know, Paul Hour, but they won't tell you the results of the sound test. So it's like Bible, but we can't tell you what we heard. I don't believe them either, Charlo. And good to see you. I hope you had a very happy Thanksgiving. How about a little less chasing and a lot more truth, says Basil Testadora. I agree. Or Testadora. Have you ever had Stelladora cookies? They're my favorite. I just asked you that because of your name. Do I know that John Cena is going to retire in 2025? No, I didn't know that. Heel JW. Are you sad? Because I know you like wrestling. Yeah. Her accent. It's only when she's being confrontational. She needs a therapist and some meds. Knock that accent right out of here. I don't know what she needs, but she needs to stop lying. And her self-importance is off the Richter scale. She has no shame acting like that. Shirley noticed that chasing changes her words and how she talks. Yeah, that's like a telltale sign something's not right upstairs when people do that. I've never changed my voice or my accent or my words ever. I don't have a different. Oh, except when I was talking to Amen. I don't know. I don't normally do accents because I'm like, oh, what if I fuck it up? But that one came really easy. It must be the Southern Ireland in me. Oh shit. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I'm at 3 hours, 22 minutes, and I only wanted to do 3. I want to keep these like short and condensed so that people can put them on a higher speed and get through them quickly and not be like, oh my God, Tiffany, you were live for too long and I don't have time for all this. You know, I get a lot of comments like that sometimes. Like, can't you do shorter lives? So I am working on it. And 3 hours is good enough. Then people can absorb it. And I'm trying to keep this really like organized. That way it's easy to digest and to understand. But with that, it comes like it's going to be a while. And I thank you guys for coming back tonight. I really appreciate it. And thank you very much to my moderators, because I know that you show up and you try so hard to like not delete people. And you have a wrench that I never let you use really ever. But thank you for being here and putting up with me not censoring people. They all are like, I want to use my wrench. Just let me use my wrench. Can I use my wrench? And to all the subscribers, I appreciate you guys. And then I think, okay, hold on. I have to thank East Coast Beauty because she joined members. And let me see, Luda, KCK, Yanni, Sarisa, and Pink Lotus. Those are the ones that show up. I don't know if there were any more. I hope I didn't miss any. But thank you guys very much. Appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, why don't I do shorts? Moonchild Pink, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I get wrapped up in my day-to-day, and then I just press live when I want to talk. And I'm long-winded, probably. That's why I don't do shorts. I like to talk a lot. Chasing, you suck. I think you know that, though, already. All right. Good night, everybody. I think Ziggy said she's going live because something about them being on Fred's property. I don't know if that's true. I have no idea. I'm going to check it out, though. I don't know if you guys want to. If not, that's okay. But she did say she was pissed, and she thinks that they were over there. And I probably am going to listen to that because I have no idea if they were or not. But that sounds pretty interesting. So I will be back tomorrow, probably earlier than today because the night's getting away from me now. And nighttime is my favorite time. Okay. Good night and sleep tight. I'll see you later. Thank you very much for being here. Okay, bye.